So for starting sides, FaZe on defense, FLUXO on the attack. Oh, all my music just died me. I was like, oh, I got scared. I thought something broke.
No, it was just the perfect timing for the intense moment of operator bans. I'm really excited for Labs. It's one of my favorite maps to cast at the moment.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I really love it.
Mine's still Clubhouse, man. It doesn't change.
Dude,
doesn't
get
change.
me off club, man.
No, get me in there. We have actually not seen, at least from what we've been casting, that many Clubhouse games.
It's true.
It's been a lot of border.
I was about to say, we've seen
cafe.
plenty of border. I'm happy to take a little bit of a break from that for a minute. We won't see it in the series. Chalet is our second map. This being picked by FaZe, though, here on Nighthaven Labs. I'm just looking back at the tournament so far. The last time we saw FaZe play Labs, it was actually in their second match of group stage. They played it against Shopify Rebellion. 15-round banging match, and they lost at 8-7.
My GOAT Canadian, that man is coming alive this event. He is doing some crazy things in the server.
Rebellion are beating Fury, right? No, Falcons right now, are they not?
Last time we saw, yes.
I looked, it was 2-1 up when I last checked the score.
Yeah, so last time we saw, they were beating them. And I don't know, there's something about year 10 and Troy returning. There's something about it, man. I'm telling you, he's fired up the most in like 3 years.
He won 9 years ago in Montreal, and then he won 6 years ago in Montreal. That was, I mean, typically it only takes him 3 years between hammers. It's been double that.
To be fair, he did part ways with Dark Zero, so I think that kind of added some time to it because it restarts them.
Yes, because he was chased. He got the hammer with Continuum. He got the hammer with SSG. He chased the hammer with DZ. Got the major, but not the hammer.
Yeah.
And now he's found a new team. But it does feel like it's been an appropriate amount of time. Though, let's be real. The favorites for this tournament are your teams like FaZe, Furia, Falcons, the Triple Fs, and maybe even a Team Secret slipping in there.
Yeah, I think the last part was like Secret, M80, Shopify Rebellion.
Oh, true. I forgot about M80, but
they kind of started losing.
They were losing the game last I checked as well.
Yeah, 2-0, sadly. Spoiler, sorry. I saw somebody said, when casters are discussing other stream results, could you not spoil it? Because I'm watching back the VOD. I'm sorry about that. I will personally
That's why I'm not
make an effort to say spoiler alert and then insert.
You know what we could do is we could talk about the match at hand, because FaZe are sitting back and relaxing, waiting for FLUXO W7M to do exactly what we saw them do earlier today against D+. Sit around and do a lot of droning before making some kind of an incision on the map.
Yeah, it feels like FLUXO, they have two paces. They have the one where they run in head first and the round ends in 20 seconds, and they have this one where a Brava and or Twitch is in the mix. This time it's Brava and Flores, actually. And they do so much heavy lifting early in the round to speed it up later on and weaken the bomb site itself. The thing is, when they played against D+ earlier, D+ wouldn't know what to do as an answer to it. They were kind of like a little bit panicky in the server, not knowing where the attack is coming from. This is FaZe Clan. They are so experienced at so many different styles of Rainbow Six Siege. I would be shocked if they start getting stunned because of this Brava Flores work. And they also have KDS, which really helps with the heartbeat scanner.
And goes Dodas with the Brava drone. I don't know if there's much else.
It's going out, actually.
Really. Yeah.
He's leaving
kind
the
of just a drone, like, for info. There's no Malusi or Dread Mines or anything like that that'd be hacking this round. Just the mute jammers, funnily enough, which are the things that counter the Brava.
Single or BP.
Oh, yeah, true.
Which they hacked earlier in IT, but it just goes to show, like, look at this. FaZe, they have 4 people playing by the bomb site, right? 3 guys, so 1 catwalk, 1 electric box, 1 middle of the bomb site pillar. Then they have Handy holding down Fish or Aqua, and Cyber playing below with a C4. They're covering everything.
Yeah, and 2 minutes and 15 seconds have passed, and FLUXO haven't really done much. Look, every single player is outside the building except Loban and Palu as they start to make their way. It's deep for Loban. And this wall is still open. It's unreinforced. Souls can't jam it up with the keeper barrier because he doesn't have any left at the moment. But he's lucky to be alive. Dots is making his way forward. He's about to take a fight, and he wins it on Vita King. But KDS will trade with the shotgun. FLUXO W7M struggling to find an inroad here as Dodes is the last one standing. No pressure from the rest of the map as FaZe is already alleviated. Oh, quick flick from KDS. And FaZe locking up the bomb site with ease.
And again, that pressure doesn't get to them. Honestly, for that round, I think shout out to Handy. He was playing Aqua or Fish with that mute shotgun SMG-11, and usually you'll play close by the door, exposed to a grenade, a flashbang, or a Ying in that case. Handy actually walked all the way down the staircase, gave up Aqua, and made the call, guys, there's a gap here, turn your back, like don't turn your back to it. And he flanked the Ying after the Ying got a kill. So they gave up an area to enable Handy as a power play position to then retake that area. It's very small things like that that can win you around when you deny a push. Because FLUXO, when they're doing this split take where they're attacking Garage and Aqua and IT all at the same time, you're fighting 1v1s. And what can you do in 1v1s? You can play better positioning, better timing, or have good pieces of utility. But if they clear it with the Bravo, the Flores, you can't play that utility. So they played positioning instead.
Yeah, FaZe really do get to dictate the pace in these rounds because compared to the game we saw earlier with FLUXO D+, right? Both of those teams were playing a little bit more aggressively, particularly FLUXO W7M on defense. But FaZe, they played so passively. Like, they really didn't need to give up much. Yeah, eventually they gave up Rafters, but that was fine.
Yeah, 40 seconds left.
40 seconds left. You guys can have Rafters. We're just going to sit back on site. That's fine by us. Yeah, there's a breach open, but we got pretty powerful positions to hold on to, especially while blue control was there. Ooh, Lobo might be able to rush. He would have heard that barricade. He's got info.
Screen peek.
Goes straight onto it. Little bit too late. Nice idea. Flashbang is going to help him out, and he forced back.
This is the same thing you spoke about in the border game earlier, is that what D+ had to do on defense, on border, was to hold the power positions. The E stairs, the CC, whatever. It's the same mentality for FaZe. They only need to worry about the strong positions and let FLUXO work the map nice and slow, because they are going to be slow. And if they're not going to be slow, they're going to be so fast, they'll make a mistake along the way, and you can punish them there as well. So FaZe's game plan should be pretty simple as long as this punishment keeps working. Right now, it's just a crossfire. They're playing 90, they're playing cargo stairs, again holding strong positions with bodies together. Cyber is playing around Handy as the middle link, and they can go backwards or forwards together and take those 2v1s.
Good spot from Loban there onto the Valkyrie cam. At some point he's going to get to work on the Vert, but for now it's just clearing. Oh, there's reinforcements here as
they
well.
close the cargo wall so they can play the power position of Souls for longer.
That's good. That's good. Vita Kings also just put an unusual mirror placement, so they really want to hold on to that blue stairs area.
Yeah, so blue stairs, a cargo stairs gives them, of course, the angle towards single breach. Volts finds the angle to Handy vertically, though. That's the castle going down. Not a big loss, really.
That was all the way in the... Oh, that was actually on the ground floor, wasn't it? For Handy,
I believe
I
so.
think.
That's a bigger loss.
Yeah, where's Soul's gone down? That's the smoke. He hasn't used his util yet. Wow, what an angle onto Palu there from Vita King. He's protecting this power position of the mirror window after losing control of cargo. And he might even look to retake it as well. Dota shuts him out of it. 4v1 now. As Cyber is the last man up. He's gone for a retake of Lounge, but inside a pool he's been spotted and taken out. It ends as a flawless round for FLUXO W7M.
Yeah, losing Souls in the cargo stairs is a huge loss because the entire round revolves around it, especially with the hatch being open, the mirror window being beneath them, etc. It's a very big investment into a single location. It looked like Paolo just walked in and just took the gunfight and just won the gunfight, which should never happen in a perfect round if you're FaZe clan.
Especially not against the smoke.
No.
Should be able to delay the time as much as you can.
Must have been caught off guard by surprise. I mean,
was there a flash or something I didn't see?
I don't know. But I mean, you saw the angle through the hatch that his teammate was holding after he got injured. Ideally, you have that angle the entire time, and Paolo just plays really, or not Paolo rather, Souls plays really far down the staircase and just doesn't expose himself. But I saw the skull icon. It was pretty far up the staircase.
Well, the thing is, if you're pretty far up the staircase, not only are you vulnerable to inside a cargo, but the hallway.
Yeah.
And even maybe the window outside.
It's a tough one. So again, small mistake punished really well from FLUXO. And the big question mark I had for him is that FLUXO's aggression isn't going to work. Can they problem solve step by step? The Frostbite is interesting.
That's genius. I love it.
If they push past the default plan to chase for a kill with a blitz, for example,
they're
not going to expect this. And there's too much chaos to figure it out.
It's such a weird spot.
Yeah. But it's the perfect blitz Blackbeard shield rush counter.
And it can't be shot from the window, nor can it be shot by in garage because it's protected by this little bench here. So that's really nice. Like, you're not going to take that out early in the round unless you had a Flores, for example, which they do not.
Not this time.
I like that FaZe are just changing things, not dwelling too much on the problems of basement. They say, well, we know we got a good control defense. Let's switch it up.
Here comes the damn Brava again, man.
They love their Brava, man.
But it makes sense. We spoke about how they rat and they lurk on the attacking side, and Brava is the #1 counter to the rat or anti-rat gadgets.
Yeah.
They were getting 2 or 3 Banshees from Melusi every round on border when they were playing the Bravo. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And who is it lurking? It's Loben.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's always Loben.
Lurky Loben.
And if it's not Loben, then it's Volps.
Yeah, Volps is always looking for a risk to take.
It's funny how they support each other, right? Loben's not the lurker. Volps is the one helping him do it.
Yeah.
And when Volps was playing the Dokkaebi, Loben played the Brava as well. So
Yeah, and once Volps is... Oh,
that
wait,
a
Frost
Trap
Mats.
injury? Oh,
Huge
no.
from Vita King.
we can't be droning for a minute straight and not check the Frostmat, guys.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Now, Dotas, he was the top fragger earlier today against D+. Starting a little quiet there with that critical mistake. Now, the rest of the team will try and put the pressure on the top floor, but there's a lot of map to take here when you're attacking against Control Room.
They barricade the doors in basement as well, so FaZe did a good read in the lurking capabilities in the basement angle. The pressure is everywhere. IT breach, backstab meeting, down in basement. All FLUXO need is one opening and one gunfight to pick this apart.
They have slowed down, reassessing, re-droning. FaZe continuing to hold on upstairs. Oh, spotted for a brief moment. Palu, deep angle all the way to rafters. We need a 3-2-1 here from FLUXO. We need to find a gap and just send it. Brute force.
They're fishing first. Volps is going to be smoked off, and Aqua. Paolo alone's at a meeting. Loben
This is
finally
it.
up the staircase. That could be it.
This is the opening here for Loben. He wins the fight, though. He takes a lot of damage. He's in the bomb site now, but with no diffuser. And all of his teammates are seemingly falling. Palu upstairs tried to hold on as long as he could, but he had to 1v3 that position or fall off. He chose the former, and Cyber's now traded back Loben, so Volps remains as the only one left. He's barely got in the building, spent all the time droning for his team, but no one could find a gap. FaZe have the map locked up.
Poor Volps. Droned all around, only just into the building, stuck inside Aqua. There's 10 seconds left, my guy. Either you walk in, or this round will just run out of time.
Bait.
FaZe, they're disciplined.
Bait. Come
Baiter,
on, put him
Baiter.
down. Put him down.
Look, they're not even going to swing
Get
it.
rid of him. Get rid of him. Big round from FaZe. They just completely locked up the entire map. There was no way that FLUXO could find a gap.
I think it's such a good way to play the game. You could even ban the Brava or Twitch or Flores here to
100%.
help. Yeah, you could. If you want to target this playstyle, or you leave it open and just keep playing this lockdown playstyle, because if you change the operator bans around, they might stop doing it. And you
That's
want
true.
them to do it right now, maybe, because you feel like it's easy to beat, to deal with.
Well, we've just seen the last operator bans come on through, and it's not a Brava or a Twitch or a Flores, it's a Ying ban.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, FLUXO didn't get rid of the Malusi or anything like that. No, they got rid of the Mira. I think this is a good move.
Yeah.
Mira has been played 2 out of 3 rounds so far. It's going to be easier for FLUXO to go for direct pushes. But on the flip side, I like the Ying ban because, as you said, rather the devil you know than the devil you don't. Let's keep playing against this playstyle because we think we've read into it instead of allowing FLUXO or even encouraging them by banning the Brava to change things up.
The Mira ban in particular, yes, it was played 2 times. I think the issue that I have with and why it is a good operator ban is because it's a very flexible operator for FaZe. Holding the bomb site, extending away, or more importantly with the ace ban, putting them on an external breach like IT. Slapping down a mirror window on the outside wall, you open it up, you now see 4 triggered, impact triggered. It sucks to deal with, and it makes your step 1 much more difficult. And no matter what playstyle you have, step 1 on Night Haven Labs is always going to be to breach the exterior wall first, then do your proper strategy after.
Yeah, speaking of changing things up, FLUXO went through so many different iterations of operators in that attacker repick phase. And at the start, they were showing a Brava, but they changed their mind. They're bringing out the Blackbeard for the first time against FaZe here in this game. But they still have a Twitch, right? They just want, they love those drones. They really want to get in as much extra information and also a little bit of active utility clearing out of those Twitch drones.
Yeah, it looked like probably a nasty kill, but...
Oh, I think it just got shot though by the Azami.
Yeah. Could have been.
He was trying to get these Goyo canisters. I mean, that's the main priority here. That or the Wamai magnets. Wamai Azami's a deadly combo for holding onto rafters.
Yeah, and rafters, both on this map and Clubhouse, very high skill position. A lot of angles to worry about, a lot of different people taking it down, utility. But knowing the Blackbeard is the backside, oh, it could have been so good.
Why do you contest him, Dots?
Did he ADS him?
Absolutely he did.
Instead of he threw a nade and his head kind of peeked out.
No, that was an ADS.
That was an ADS,
That was a straight up throw from Dots.
Okay.
I hate to say it.
Fair enough.
At least Dodes has found an opening. I don't know where Cyber's gone down, but a big kill for FLUXO W7M. They're actually going to forfeit control of Mezzanine because the Lamai has died.
Interesting. So play closer together. So Lobin takes catwalk control. Volps takes meeting again. There's a Lobin on catwalk rafters.
Did he try and rotate back in?
Yeah, they walked back into the room. So they gave it up. Souls went into the rotate, into IT, back into catwalk, while Lobin just took the space completely for free.
That's a mistake. Especially with IT hadn't been breached yet.
Yeah.
I think Souls, he needed to stay alive. He needed to stay in rafters.
Might have been beta. Maybe they thought, okay, guys, it's a full backside take. That's what Blackbeard is or Volps is.
Well, he left so that he was safe to get on his cameras, but there was a dead teammate. Like, the teammate could be on the cameras instead. I think that was a mistake from Souls and a very rare one from him.
And they got a clutch up. The 3 remaining players, KDS, Vidiking, and Handy. Vidiking still scouting for his first kill. There's a wide swing. Perfect timing on the X-Cairo usage.
Wow, what a read from Vidiking. Like you say, he's found his first kill of the game, and now FaZe have the advantage again. FLUXO W7M need to find a gap. They used to have Mezzanine control, but now they've rotated off. Volps has found his as he makes his way forward, and Lobin's joined the fray as well, leaving KDS the last man standing, and Volps is waiting for him. He's got eyes on electrical, and he confirms the round for FLUXO W7M.
It's again that one thing that goes wrong for FaZe, losing catwalk rafters control early, not expecting Lobin to walk up the staircase. But guys, it's been 4 rounds now. They are gonna take any space you give them, especially the ones that are the most important. And you're right, he blatantly ADS with Blackbeard. I just saw the replay. He blatantly just right-clicked the guy pre-firing his head. They still won the round, James.
Yeah, that was a weird one. That was a very weird one. I definitely don't think that FLUXO should have won that round, especially in the 3v3. They did not look favored, but Volps and Lobin, like all 3 of those players were in different places.
They were completely split.
They didn't have any Mez or IT control. I think it was just a lurk from Blue and a push in from Connector, which is like where you would expect Vidiking to lock it down.
That's literally it. Also, I believe FaZe had a spare reinforcement both the last 2 times they've been top floor. You can close off either catwalk or meeting mid-round and then therefore get a little bit less angles to work with.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you'd reinforced up the site wall into Connector, that would have completely changed the equation, especially because they killed Palu while he was trying to get a breach on the wall.
Exactly.
That drone didn't get taken down, by the way. It's still there.
It's so hard with all the grass, man.
Whose drone is that? It's not Dots. I didn't see who it was. That's a cheeky drone.
All the foliage hiding the drone.
Remember the drone that people used to do? I don't know if they still do it. I think
on
it
the
got patched
outside,
on the outside of warehouse.
It got patched very quickly.
Yeah.
But it was outside the garage rafters kind of window in the back portion.
Unkillable.
Unkillable. It could red ping you. It sucked.
Yeah.
I kind of like Stadium, actually. The big glass window walls.
Speaking of terrible map.
Whoa!
Stadium is the worst.
I mean, when you take 2 different maps and then splice them together in the middle, it's bound to go wrong more often than not.
Is Stadium in ranked?
No.
Thank goodness.
It was at one point.
It was for a while. I got so sick of playing it.
You were a hater. I'm with you, though. I also did not enjoy it. But I know some people, they welcome new maps on occasion.
Oh, I love new maps. It's not new anymore. It's not new. It's just bad.
Okay. All right.
Also, I will say, you know one thing that everyone loved about Stadium that my hot take is I didn't like?
Okay.
You know how their map was so empty? Like, there's no rubble.
It's clean.
It's really clean. I don't like that. I think hiding your drones is part of playing Siege, and I quite like that.
It's nice for hiding drones, but it sucks when a player can kind of like hide in and blend in with the area.
Well, we've got the little red outline now, which I think makes a big difference.
We do have the outline. Mine is blue, by the way, because I flipped the colors, just so you know.
Good for you,
cool
man.
Like that.
That's a cool story, bro.
Yeah, my teammates are red, my enemies are blue. If you see fun pocket, what do? You wait for the right moment to strike, because this is concrete floor.
You could potentially toss it up through the rafters. Oh, that's spotted.
He could just be dead here. No joke.
Not a lot he can do. Flash goes out. Even a nade wouldn't kill him, though.
He's running.
Yeah, he is running for it, and eventually KDS will fall. Both Dots and Lobin together on the vertical play, and FLUXO find the opening.
The vert is so good here. And you see the counterplay. They breached the cargo wall, did the vert first, isolated the post C4 that was baiting them in, and then they take cargo control.
Cyber.
This could be a huge flank. Do they not hear each other?
What?
They have no idea they're both there.
He's got no ears. Volps, he's right next to you, my friend. Doesn't do enough damage.
Oh, boy.
Needs to reload, gets the pistol. This
the last
1v1
alive.
is not going to matter in the end because
Help.
meanwhile, FLUXO W7M have pushed onto site and planted that diffuser.
Cyber, come on now. Where are you going?
Oh yeah, he's going for a run. Oh, here we go. Come on. Cyber. Got to win this fight.
Come on, 1 bullet, man. 1 bullet.
All you need is 1 bullet, my friend.
Here comes.
Oh! Got him! Got him through the wall. Oh, well, nice. 1v5, and they're hunting for him. Oh! Boom! He's eventually taken down by Palu. I don't know what Volp said in the old chat there. Is he a little tilted, or is he laughing at him?
It might be a negative word. I'm not sure. If
I don't know what that means.
Well, I think it's French, yeah?
Is it French?
Yeah, it could be French.
I was
Abbreviation.
okay.
It's
I
not
was
a good
going to
one.
assume it was Portuguese. Oh well.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's also thinking Brazil.
Maybe it's the same in both languages. Yeah. So I will admit, after that round checked out, it was 1v5. All I could hear was
A stream.
the A stream
Yeah.
casters shouting and the players reacting. I
Yeah.
can only assume that means that spoiler. Well, this isn't a spoiler, but like you guys might have heard it as much as us. I assume the A stream game just ended.
That or a huge clutch.
It was Shopify Rebellion Fury that was happening, right? That wasn't finished yet, was it?
It wasn't finished, no. It was
Yeah,
not
I
finished.
reckon Shopify Rebellion might have just beat Fury. I don't know. You checking? You gonna check?
I can check.
He's gonna check. My friends, he is gonna check. Look, if you don't want to know the A stream score, just like toggle mute for like a minute.
Hold on, I gotta find it first. I'm not
He's
that fast.
He's gonna find it.
Falcons, by the way, not Fury.
Oh, sorry. I keep saying Fury.
Yeah.
I mean Falcons. It's all the F names. We're in the F meta, by the way. We have been for like 2 years. It's FaZe, Fury, or Falcons.
I don't think the game ended based off the chat, but I got an ad, so we gotta wait for the ad
Okay,
to
nice.
catch up.
Oh, spawn peek from Cyber.
See, that's personal from last round.
Yeah. Oh, gnarly. That's good revenge. And he takes down Volps as well. If Volps wasn't tilted before, he sure should be now. Look at this. Palu's tempted to go for something a little bit quick. He wants to breach the wall first. Of course, Bombsite is down in control room.
Oh, I have a confirmation.
All right,
Spoiler alert for
my
A-stream.
friends.
... Falcons came up with a 2-1 victory just now. That
No
was
way,
Falcons
that was
winning.
Falcons winning.
Apparently, it was like a 3v5 throw or 5v3 throw. Whatever.
Wow.
So, or clutch, whatever you want to look at
Very,
it.
very exciting. Look, Falcons, they have had so much energy this event. Especially, you know, I think they're giving Canadian a run for his money.
Yeah,
Canadian used to be known for being one of the most energetic players in the scene, and, well, Likafak has certainly taken the cake. Guess that means they're through to main stage. Was that a main stage quali game? No, it wouldn't have been.
It wouldn't have been.
No, it wouldn't have been.
No, it wouldn't
Okay,
have
so they have 1 game away from main stage now.
been. I believe so. One more. One more.
Of course, this battle right now is for a spot at the Six Invitational main stage. What a shot from Palu. Dialing back the clock with the Supernova and tempted to find more now, bearing 9 in hand. But it's not great at long range. He needs Dots to come in and support, especially with another one of his teammates falling. And KDS has joined the fray. FaZe decide, okay, we have an advantage, we can peel back. KDS actually got a shot onto one of those players on the outside window, really locking down the bomb site. 2v4 now for the 2 hard breaches of FLUXO. No need to overstay your welcome here, Vita King.
Very much feels like the battle of first pick, you know? Cyber spawn peak, really solid round for FaZe Clan. They lock out FLUXO completely. Oh, flip it though. Shotgun doesn't get the kill or the injure. So Paolo goes down. You're good for 1 pump in that 1v1. That's it. Now the prone angle. Dots gotta go fishing for 4 kills. Otherwise, FaZe tied up 3-3. And this again, where FaZe's discipline comes into action. They are completely AFK by the side, as they should be.
Yeah. And that's been the case for a little while now. As soon as FaZe got an advantage, they said, well, we don't have to hold on to the top floor at all. We can just fall back, play the 4v1. The gas is perfect here. If Dots tries to drop, he will be forced to un-ADS, and he won't be able to shoot for a brief moment. He won't be able to aim, I should say. He can technically hipfire if he wants to. But it's not going to happen. He's directly in a crossfire. What a shot, though, onto Vita King. He's likely to get traded back, and KDS is there for the swing. It's an even half for FaZe Clan.
Vita King has been so just like quiet and peaceful all these rounds in the player cams. Not really a ton of energy from him today. And I noticed it was the same thing in the yesterday matchup as well, where he just kind of, I don't know, I can see too, not getting too crazy with it. Obviously, right now he's just getting that hydration.
Oh, yeah.
Getting that water.
He's making me want a coffee.
But after every round, most players go to celebrate or have a debate if they lose or whatever. But he just seems like he's just kind of there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's quiet. I mean, he's just the quiet backbone of this roster, isn't he?
I mean, that is it. I mean, this could just be the hammer lifting version of himself, where this game is not where it's 110% just yet.
Well, that's the thing. I was looking back at the results between FaZe and FLUXO in the last 12 months. The 2025 season, they met 7 times, as I said at the top of the show. And FLUXO won 5 of those 7. But FaZe always tends to win when it matters the most. For example, if it's an elimination game or a grand final, these two teams played each other in a Brazilian tournament, or South American tournament, I should say, called the Copa Sul-Americana.
Yes.
Which was just between Munich and season finals. And it was actually the grand final matchup between FaZe and W7M. FaZe won it. And then you go into the SAL finals just after that. And FLUXO actually knocked FaZe down to the lower bracket, only for FaZe to go and then knock FLUXO out of the tournament in the lower bracket final. So when it comes down to elimination or to a grand final, well, it's the reigning world champions that tend to have the number over the domestic rivals. But FLUXO are certainly on the rise. This has been their best tournament in a very long time so far.
Yeah, you know, the thing about the world-class level teams that is a bit different from the rest is you cannot play at your world championship skill level every single play of your career. You can't. Having tournaments like these is about peaking at the right moment, playing good enough to beat the enemy that you're up against, but then increasing slightly with every single matchup as the enemy gets better and better. You should be at your very, 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 very best in the grand finals. You shouldn't have your best performance in group stage, for example.
Yes.
And I think FaZe, there's something about how they compose and how they keep their energy and how much... I don't want to say they don't take every match serious. They very much do. But when the player counts, the energy and the hype they bring, that definitely changes from game to game.
I'll add to that for you as well. Is the best team in the world is rarely the dominant #1 in their region. And this is a trend that we've seen for a very long time.
Yeah.
FaZe are a great example of that. They haven't been champions in Brazil, well, all year long. In fact, they were champions in Brazil back when the old W7M, the now Fury roster, were the best team in the world. That roster won 2 majors and a Six Invitational after being runners-up at SI Montreal. And that W7M roster weren't the best team in Brazil all year. FaZe tended to win all those grand finals.
Oh, it's very true, actually. I mean, look at North America, like SSG, right? Came into this as first seed, and then
mid.
They're not the best team,
when it comes
to.
Well, I mean,
I would just say they're not the best one.
Look, they did just beat M80, so I'll give them some credit there. But again, domestic matchups are very different to international games.
Okay, Mister, I don't spoil score results. You just said it 10 minutes ago. I don't spoil things.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Meanwhile, FaZe, you know, uncharacteristically struggling with the Maverick tricking right now. It's we don't see a lot of Maverick these days, to be fair.
No, but it was good.
I remember, like, step 1, right? You gotta get these exterior walls done. They have gotten it opened up, but it's 60 seconds to go. Cyber low on health. They're playing Kali, which with a side execute isn't gonna give that much value. The Capitao, it just might.
The problem is the timer, and I think you're right about the Maverick. Like, there's no Bandit, Bandit's banned. There's no Kaid here either. It's like you didn't need to play that. You could be playing a Thermite for all we care. But instead, there's less...
hide the operator, right?
Yeah. There's less than a minute remaining. FaZe now walking into these Thorn traps as well. They need to find an opening kill here, but there's a shotgun lying in wait around the corner from Vidaking.
Smoke grenade to fake it out. KD is flanking bottom garage. They're trying to make a play together right now for Catwalk Raptors control, but they have no idea, I think, whether it's clear or not.
And it's not clear for now, but the fire comes out, and Loben is forced back. A smoke as well makes it so he just doesn't quite have the angle he wants. Dots actually sees him through the smoke, prone on the floor. All of the kills go the way of the Bulls, and KDS cannot survive. It's a dominant close to the round for FLUXO.
There are some things missing there for FaZe, I believe. Normally when you attack this top level bomb side, you need to have 2 of the 3 areas in control. And those 3 areas are, it's going to be IT, which they did technically have for a short moment there, Garage, Catwalk Raptors, which they never saw at all, and then either Aqua or Connector meeting side. You gotta have pressure from both sides or all 3 to make an attack work. They had no pressure anywhere. I mean, the garage door wasn't even open. They didn't burn the Runic Gate either, so Lopen knew the only place I can get pressured from right now is IT. And then maybe garage stairs if they walk up. Whereas, look at FLUXO's attacks. They were opening windows and doors, and while they went even, 3-3, FLUXO's attacks did have more power behind them.
Yeah, And they were a lot more back and forth. I mean, you've said this a lot today. FLUXO W7M, they're the kings of perceived pressure.
Yeah.
They open every door. They shoot every camera.
They play the damn Brava.
They play that Brava every goddamn round. And you're like, wait, I know I put a Banshee over there, but I'm pretty sure it's been hacked. So they could push in. I know that that camera has been taken down, so we can't check it. They could be there.
Yeah.
FaZe haven't done that. It's funny. FaZe, actually, I feel like they used to be a team that would do a lot of measuring before they would cut, measure twice, cut once.
I would still say they are at this event, but just not in that round. And that's the thing that is a bit unlike them. But I also know for a fact that when you have these domestic matchups where you know each other really well, sometimes the better thing to do is not play like your usual self, because it's predictable. But that means you're playing a weaker version of what you're good at, in the hopes of that weaker version being less predictable, therefore stronger for your specific opponent. Yeah. But that's, again, playing the risk versus reward.
FaZe are always known to be innovators and to play their own style of game rather than just blindly following or replicating the meta or the best teams in the world. Here they are looking to make an entrance at top blue with Cyber. The logic bomb rings out from Souls. A flash to go forward as well. A second utilized. They are trying to brute force this position. Into the top floor they go. There's a lot of map to clear, though, before they get to the bomb site down in the basement. The verticality begins, and the roam clear will persist.
They're kind of just shoving them around, right? The classic hammer anvil conversation. They're shoving, 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 never catching them anywhere on the map. So FLUXO keep falling back one layer, one layer, one layer, winning on time. They have Echo, they have Goyo, they have Kai. This is great for FLUXO, and they get opening pick. I feel like FaZe are missing that middleman pressure, which often will be Cyber on the entry maybe, but he's stuck on block vertical duties, and then Soul just peeks the staircase and dies.
I don't know.
No support, no drone, no nothing.
I don't know what's happening for FaZe, but ever since getting 7-0'd on Lair by G2 2 days ago, there's been something wrong. I mean, they lost the following map. Now they're struggling here on Nighthaven Labs. And you're right, it's not just the scoreline. FaZe are not playing like their normal selves. Desperation sets in with just over a minute to go. They get to work on the vert, but that's all they've got. I mean, they've got 2 vert operators and their Hibana with the diffuser. Loban is still at large on the roam.
They have no drone for him. They actually, I'm watching Handy right now. There's an exosuit basement drone. That's really it. And one in stock where they're doing the verticality. The flank is completely open for Loban, plus Paulo has the Echo drone. But because they have the 5v3, they're not going to go for a flank right now. They're going to wait until the very last second.
It's so tempting, though, for FLUXO W7M.
Loban slowly creeping up, but again, 40 seconds. You're going to wait a little bit longer, a little bit longer.
FLUXO don't care about patience. That's not in their MO. Vidaking does spot him, so now at least FaZe know about it, but that means they have to dedicate a player to watching it. Ooh. If they start to find kills on site, though, Loban will be forced back towards it. And you're right, the roamers are retaking upstairs. Dotas is the only one who's on the bomb site. It's opened the gates for FaZe. This is risky business for FLUXO W7M. This is going to be played into the retake. The Yokais are not present, and the plans will go down into the 2v2 now for FaZe. The impossible round now looks like they might just have a chance. But with Loban finding his on the flank, it all comes down to KDS. He sees the first. The timing is off. And now Loban should know exactly where he is as well. He has the DMR. Pops the Goyo. Needs to find the kill, but Loban gets him. FLUXO W7M. They make the retake happen, and they extend their lead to a second round.
I do not understand what I'm witnessing. They have Echo drones upstairs for the flank. The Echo is the first one in, not droning for his teammates. They have a 5v3 for the longest of times, and then 3 people are flanking upstairs, retaking. Maybe they were expecting there to be more vertical angles on the side they could use against them, but there weren't actually that many because they took down the vertical players. It could have been a disaster. But FLUXO, I mean, man, they clutched up.
Yeah, I mean, Loban clutched up big. He's had so many big games in this tournament so far. Looking at his rating for each game he's played so far, first 2 games of groups, 126 EPS, 131 EPS. Had some quiet ones, actually below 100 EPS for his 3rd and 4th games in the group stage, only to then fire up again against D+ this morning with 110 EPS. Now he was, I saw the stat for a second, 120, 130, something insane. He's 9-4 at the moment. He's had another big multi-kill round. FLUXO W7M need the Golden Boy to keep egoing everybody, because that's what he loves doing. Loves a good ego challenge.
Oh, he does. It's funny because Loben and Cyber feel more and more similar in their playstyle, how they approach things. At least Cyber, back when we call like the prime Cyber, he was like ego challenging everybody and winning every single time. The constant spawn peeking, running around, clutching, etc. Cyber and FaZe as a team, they've obviously changed their roles a little bit and they've all matured and whatever. The meta has shifted as well. Cyber is much more of a team-oriented player than he was a couple of years ago. Like, he's playing the Maverick, he's playing the Bug verticality.
Still frags out though, guys. 8 and 5. There's only 1 kill behind Loben.
But there was a world where Cyber was the Bug entry, fast in, getting stuff done. Now he's the Bug vertical player who's waiting for other people to get in first.
True.
At least for this game, from what we've seen.
A little bit less teeth, but he still has the mechanics, which is saying a lot for the 5th oldest player at Six Invitational, 27 years old. Oh, Dots wants to go for this. It's so cheeky. Really I like it. A lot of damage and gets the kill. Vidiking goes down, and that's no more Ying for the rest of the round.
Dude, Dots on pulse today has been so good. He was picking up double kills and triple kills earlier against D+. Right now, again, I think people just underestimate the heartbeat scanner because pulse has not been meta for such a long time. But both Dots, Canadian, playing this with high frequency, both finding good success.
Play it aggressively as well. It doesn't just have to be late round plant denial operator. You can get active and make plays in the mid round. Keep that pressure up, and that's exactly what FLUXO have been doing all series long. Look at this, the ego. He's contesting. Dotas is peeking the Maverick holes.
FaZe feeling that pressure of time. Half the round gone away. Vidiking on the Ying dead. That's going to be your bomb side execute operator, right? You're going to have your Bug and your Maverick working the breach. They've done that. And then it's time to actually start seeing the Ying and Dokkaebi combination for the aggressive explosiveness. But that's going to be missing now. So FaZe on plan B, either they're going to have to like flip the attack entirely, not go for bomb side, but try and get some kills elsewhere, or they go full fishing. Instead of playing close together, they play spread out around the map and just see where the gap is going to be.
They're going to keep getting spotted by the heartbeat scanner from Dots, who's preparing a C4.
Oh my god.
And the timing is perfect for him. A second kill of the round as a flurry. FaZe force their way inside, but it's flawless for FLUXO W7M. Map points on FaZe's map pick.
It's a big globe as well. FLUXO, when we cast them last, not earlier today, but the day before that, you know, or the day before that day actually, they were just never sitting still, never playing the strategy, never playing the paper. They were always almost chasing people's tails, being like, where is this guy, where's this guy? We're seeing them still have the aggression and applying pressure, but playing it smartly. The verticality, the C4, the crossfires, holding on to the important areas of the map, and just challenging FaZe where it matters. Where they were so good during group stage at challenging where it matters not.
And so FaZe take their tactical timeout to try and bounce back 3 rounds in a row and push OT.
There it is, the FaZe tactical timeout.
Very calm.
Very, very, I mean, the entire energy today has just been very, very calm in general. I've seen like a round or two where Handy was a bit like, woo! And he looks around and it almost feels like people are like, why are you celebrating so much? Like, come on, dude. But, you know, not to read into too much because I don't know what I'm talking about, but it has felt very quiet, very low energy.
Especially out of FaZe. I mean, FLUXO, they have a lot of energy. Typically.
Yeah. I mean, so many players talk about how that energy carries you through a series, and when things are looking, you know, grim, you can still be like, okay, guys, we got this, you know, the team morale. Again, FaZe Clan, they've lifted the hammer. They're world class. They know what they need. But from the outside looking in, I would just like to see just a little bit more faith in it. You can't just write off this map right now. Comeback is always possible. And as also, if it's your map pick, then it's like, you know, you should feel pretty good about it. But the scoreline says otherwise. So after attack timeout, what changes? There are more traps now from FLUXO. The Fenrir makes an appearance, as does the Thorn. And then instead of playing like a smoke for plant denial, it's a Tashanka actually. That can do more stuff in more areas because you can just get more fires.
I mean, you've just got more volume.
Look, a Cyber Entry, I said it. He's gonna do the thing. He's gonna do the thing.
Okay, what's he gonna
He's gonna be good for 3 kills this round.
3 kills?
3 kills.
Oh, you know what I like? He's targeting
The
the
pulse.
pulse. In this
Exactly.
case, it's Loban, not Dots, who was the killer pulse before, but
But this is so smart.
it could take him a wild goose chase.
It's a classic case of playing like, you know, old school style Siege. You play the Jackal to hunt down the Vigil, the Roma, whatever. Now it's like the Deimos or Target, whatever operator is important. And the Pulse is often going to be isolated because they're roaming a floor beneath the bomb site, or 2 floors in this case. And just because Deimos exists, he has sprinted straight from basement all the way back to site.
Yeah,
Because
wow.
he knows he cannot afford to be downstairs anymore. The power of Deimos.
He's got so much choice as well. They've spotted 4 operators already.
Yeah.
So he could go for a scan on any one of them. Breach is open.
I mean, small little tip if people weren't aware. If you yellow ping an enemy gadget, you actually spot the operator as well. So you can ping the Fenrir mine from the Fenrir, you can form the Thorn Razor Bloom, or the Asami barrier from Asami. And then you can see all of those operators.
Absolutely. Much easier to do for operators that have the util down. Hard to do for Tachanka and Pulse,
Yeah.
obviously.
True. Not possible at all. Just gotta
Andy,
be
though, has
pinging.
been spotted. I don't know where that's gone down. I think that might have been a swing outside of the IT breach.
Yeah, IT breach. Just dead in the middle of it.
Big thing here for FaZe is that with Volps alive on the Tachanka, they need to make sure that they make good timing for the rest of this round, because when it comes to the end of it, the Tachanka will be able to lock it in. Candelas go out, as do the fires from the Capitao.
exactly.
KDS loses his fight. Very hard angle to battle from below on the mezzanine. Coming up the stairs, and he goes down. Souls is also isolated inside a connector. FaZe looks so disjointed. And FLUXO maintain control. Cyber needs to do more than a 3K this round. He needs to find every single one of them. The nade goes out. AK in hand. The ego challenge from Palu doesn't land, but Dodez's does. And the Bulls are here to make a statement. The first map is in the books, and FaZe Clan are sent running for the hills.
You're telling me that they have Cyber downstairs on Deimos up against no mute with full vertical map control, and they could Deimos strike people, shoot them vertically, and just work the bomb site directly? Instead they sprint into thin your mines, isolated, dying early, not playing the crossfires? This is not the FaZe Clan that we have known for like, what, 8-9 years at this point.
It's a perfect storm for FLUXO W7M. FaZe are struggling. After they lost to G2, they just seemingly can't bounce back and play their style of Siege. And on the flip side, FLUXO are looking better than ever.
Exactly, right? Like I said, it's about scaling to your opponent's level. We have been critical of FLUXO a couple of games ago, but right now against FaZe Clan, they are on fire. Can they get it done in 2, or do we need a 3rd map? We'll find out after this break.
Maria with a cake. You know what time it is. Birthday time. Today is Twister's birthday. Let's go. Cadê ele? Where is him? Where is him? Ô, Twister, chegou o teu momento. He didn't notice me. Ô, Twister, todo mundo? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Twister. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Vai. Woo! So, boa. I'm not gonna ask you your wish because it might be to lift a hammer, but you are doing so great in secret, so that might happen.
Yeah, exactly. I think like in the moment right now, the team is just flowing, so I'm very happy with the results. And for sure, if I have one thing to ask, is just the biggest achievement of my career. What is that?
Sure. You have won all of your games, also FLUXO, and you are playing against them today. It might be a gift to also win over them.
Exactly. If we win today against them, I think it's a good showing for the team to go through groups without a single loss, and also to boost the confidence of the group for the playoffs. So yeah, a big gift.
Who should be more worried, you or them?
Who should be more what, sorry?
Worried.
Worried. I think Dan right now, they had like a few shaky games, but I still think it will be a good game, maybe even a 3 maps game, but we might get it.
Let's not talk about game. Just like you have some lunch. What is the gift you're gonna give him for his birthday?
A win.
So beautiful, so beautiful. Happy birthday, Twister.
For many years, Brazil has been the strongest region in Rainbow Six, thanks to men like this one right here, Cyber from FaZe, thanks to teams like Furia. But who expected FLUXO W7M to join that conversation and potentially take the crown? The first map, that was not the FaZe that we have seen throughout the tournament so far, and FLUXO elevated to the next level.
It's not the FaZe that we've seen for the past couple of years. They are known as one of the most consistent teams in the world, and right now, right here, they are falling apart. Lobin, phenomenal game. As I feel like we say his name all the time. He's had good series after good series and good map after good map. This guy doesn't stop playing well.
He's consistent. 131 EPS, 80% KOST. And that's not even with any entry kills. He's usually on the front line. He's usually looking for a lurk, but he looked so solid. Cyber has to bring the boys back into form for FaZe. Next up is Chalet. It's FLUXO W7M's map pick, but FaZe are the ones who have to get to work. They have to show that they deserve to make it to the main stage at the Six Invitational.
Imagine another game where FaZe have to fight for their lives. It was against G2, not for their lives, but it felt like it because they were struggling and trying their damn hardest. Then, today is a new day. Now they're struggling for their lives here, having to go down to the lower bracket if they were to fail to win out, not making main stage guaranteed. They're one of the expected victors of the entire event. Yes, they had a great group. Yes, they did lost to G2. And I was thinking to myself, like most of the people on Reddit, that was just FaZe Clan playing bad map veto and not caring about the game because it doesn't matter and all these copium things. And I was thinking, maybe you're right. We'll have to wait and see. But FaZe struggling this much, not playing as their usual selves, maybe tells there's more to the story. Maybe it wasn't letting G2 win and not trying to win themselves. Maybe there is just something that they're struggling with right now because they can't seem to figure it out.
Well, it makes you wonder what is going on for FaZe. I mean, you look back, and for all of 2023 and all of 2024, they were the champions of Brazil every single stage. And then 2025, right after they win the Six Invitational, they start to drop a little bit. If you look back even internationally, their results, right? So they were top 8 back in 2024 at a lot of their tournaments after coming second in Sao Paulo, top 8 in Manchester, top 8 EWC, top 4 in Montreal, which was when FLUXO W7M won the major, and then champions in Boston. Since then, top 16 in Rio, top 12 at EWC. Pitiful results in 2025. Top 4 at the Munich Major was nice, but yet they still fell in the end to M80 and to Falcons, the eventual grand finalists. Here in Six Invitational, again, FaZe have a chance to go back-to-back, which hasn't been done, well, since you did it, Nick, very long time ago. And that was technically with 2 different organizations. It's never been done with the same organization, the same roster. FaZe, they're the same squad for nearly 3 years. They brought on Vidaking after SI 2023 in Montreal. They haven't made a roster change since then.
Yeah, the back-to-back SI is difficult. G2, they have 2 overall, but not back-to-back.
And with completely different teams, no players
Completely
the same.
different teams, yeah. Only common link was Fabian being on the roster as a coach or a player. Handy. First kill, fast in. Roam clear downstairs, looking already much more live in them than the entirety of Nighthaven Labs. Now, Chalet, honestly, in my book, not all that different from Nighthaven Labs. They both play around like the power positions and getting in, getting the entries done. Of course, lurking around in the basement, also possible on both of those 2 maps. It's Souls, looking towards that west main staircase. Lobin, maybe flanking him. Paolo not far away. He's right on that staircase.
Oh, he's spotted. Souls in for the lurk, looking for another one. Lobin takes a lot of damage, but does get the kill confirmed onto Souls. A trade is being hunted, though. Look at these players from FaZe circling him. 1 in blue, 1 already deep in Wine Cellar, and 1 over from Big Garage as well. How many can he take with him? Well, none at all. Cyber finally puts him in the dirt. 4v2 for FaZe.
This is FaZe fighting back. They're roam clearing, they're hunting for the enemies downstairs, not being afraid of taking a gunfight. Much more explosive. Much better look. Dotsto, clear Cyber. That's actually a huge pick because now it means no Lion Scans left remaining for Vidaking. Cyber and Deimos is removed from action, so all they have is some flashbangs, some nades, and air jabs to make this bomb site weak.
Oh, bit close. Vidaking's right in the middle of it, and he gets swung from outside the breach.
He looked the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't realize perhaps that was not reinforced, and he thankfully will trade despite being on camera. Now Dot's in a 1v2. With the Boss G, this is winnable.
Just needs a few good shots. Has some impact on it as well.
Flash
They're
misses.
both investing in stacking together. If they know this is against Vigil, they might know he has a Boss G.
If they swing together, then there's no way they lose this. The Boss G can only take 1 fight at once. He switches to the SMG-12. This weapon you can certainly multi-kill with. Handy and KDS spraying together. A good flash. Again, they're using all of their utility. A nade comes out. KDS! Where are you looking?
Default.
Dots has made it a 1v1, but Handy will not go down quietly. FaZe kick things off on Chalet with a round win.
A little bit more energy there on the player cams as well. Perhaps just waking up into the series. Yes, it is a little bit too close for comfort, but they get the job done. They get the round. They get in the building quickly. Great shots across the board. From Souls, from Cyber, from Handy. Timing there in the 2v2 kind of unlucky for FLUXO. They had a yellow ping information on top mess, but communicated a little bit too late. A little bit too imprecise. So they go to Bar and change things up a little bit. Bar, they can play more around the building if they want to. You know, play deep master bedroom scenario and play in the basement. Or they can bunker down, hold this top mezzanine, top blue location if that's what they prefer. But they've opted for barbed wire, for traps. This tells me that they probably want to play more of the map than the hard position because out the purple shield, no Jaeger, no Amai. Playing this library hold, it's going to get very tricky.
It's true. It means you're going to have to play a lot more loosely.
Yeah, I think so.
To be fair, FaZe went very much lurk mode last round. It was the Nook in early. There was also, I can't remember who it was that made that early entry in for Bar. I think it was the Deimos who did that.
Maybe it was Cyber, yeah.
Yeah, so it was Deimos and Nook both early into the building lurking, and then as soon as they found where someone was, it was a full collapse. Let's hunt together in the basement, those roamers. So I think the idea with the traps is it's much harder to lurk like that against traps, much harder to roam clear. Same story for the Vigil again. Yeah. Also hard to rush site when the Fenrir is up.
This is exactly what I said, like fanning out on the map. They have dots, the solo bombs are clear. Who currently is actually going up towards top floor instead,
I
back down.
I have a theory as to why Dots has proxy alarms in pocket that he hasn't deployed. Do you know what that is?
Could be the Thatcher juggle the C4 in case of a side rush.
So for anyone who hasn't seen, there was an amazing clip. I can't remember which player did it. Surf from Shopify Rebellion. Yeah. And yes, the meta these days is to get that Thatcher and EMP the Nitro styles as they come out. You can bait out the Thatcher with the proxy alarm.
And then throw the C4.
And then throw the C4 after the Thatcher's already used his gadget. It's genius. No Thatcher this round though, but a nice idea from Dots.
Yeah, it's nice little win condition in case. You're playing solo side, so in case of a rush, you gotta have that win condition in your back pocket to enable the other 4 roamers to like really deep roam and not fall back the second you hear something by the bomb site. FaZe will match the no for a roam clear, and they're doing it nicely. They're pushing from master bedroom offices and then cutting the crosses on the windows from the outside. This is them shoving back their enemies, and if FLUXO wants to fight back, they'll get stuck. So they have to respect those windows and fall back step by step by step. This round will end up in that difficult spot of library, where FLUXO don't have the quote-unquote strongest operators for this, so it could get ugly. FaZe in a great spot here for this round.
Just continuing to chill out.
Yeah, mind you, there's no shields, there's no coverage, it's only traps. So that top blue mezzanine is just a 50-50 gunfight.
The FaZe can certainly make it better than a 50-50 if they use their util. We've got 3 more flashes
in library.
And nades.
He jumped in library.
That is very risky. I have no idea why he thought that was clear. And FaZe are dropping 1 by 1. FLUXO W7M just sit back and wait because FaZe have dry peeked everything. They hit the lion scan to say, by the way, we're going to move now. And then they ran straight into FLUXO's waiting arms. KDS taken low. He will find Volps, but his HP is not going to help him in the next gunfight. Needs to be desperate from Souls as he makes his way inside. Good flash. There's a player in the corner. Needs to take the fight. Didn't see him. Dropped down. Prone on the ground is Dodez. He might get up and refrag. He will. KDS now in a 1v3. And Loben's spotted him. Knows exactly where he is. So Loben will fall back. Not give him the gunfight. FLUXO should win this on time.
12 seconds. Can't even drop the hatch. Gets shot down before he gets there. FaZe must have had misinformation. Someone maybe, just maybe, baited Vidiking. What happened off screen for the first death is that there were 2 defenders in library small box with the reinforced wall, which meant the people from office couldn't see them at all. Vidiking jumped in the single library window way ahead of schedule and dies. 5 seconds later, then the other FaZe players, they full sent it.
Completely disjointed. What is going on?
Again, and it's the thing that worries me here is that it wasn't Cyber who had a sound cue and jumped in off pace. It's Vidiking, the IGL, the smart guy who's calling the shots for the rest of his team, he jumps in first. He should be the one controlling the pace of what we're doing when we're doing it. And it just seems like watching the player camps as well, there is some sort of thing there with the energy, the communication, the vibes, where I feel like there's a big, I don't know, they're disjointed. They're not on the same page. From the outside looking in, at least. FLUXO, they keep playing their game. They're not too bothered by what FaZe is doing because FLUXO have been successful. They will bring out the Maestro, one of my own personal favorites, and there is no response from FaZe. There's not going to be that Brava counter pick because it's been banned away, as has the Twitch. This means with really, well, guaranteed success rather, you can force the Maestro as much as you would like. FaZe, they banned the Mira and the Denari, so they don't gotta deal with those issues in front of them. But the Kaid, the Maestro for this one, that could get tricky.
FaZe, if they took a leaf out of FLUXO's book, maybe they would have brought the Brava here and countered not only the Maestro, but also the Valkyrie and the Thorn and.
But it's been banned away, you know?
Oh, sorry, I'm crazy. I didn't.
Oh, you're okay.
Wow, yeah, Twitch and Brava. Yeah, I was taking some.
Yeah, I made the same point myself a second ago.
Sorry, I'm crazy.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
But yeah, it's interesting that they banned both. I didn't even notice that.
I mean,
Chalet it's been banned for 3 rounds. Well, it's also just funny because it's their favorite operator, seemingly.
True.
Yeah, sorry for that. Looks like Volps is holding on in the dark corner of library pretty handily, though. Again, does Cyber jump outside?
Surely he's outside office window. Outside, thankfully. Didn't jump in.
Okay.
But again, it's FaZe dying early, off pace. Get the Blackbeard in first, right? Get that pressure, get the information, then start peeking. Cyber took what I assume was that 50-50 gunfight. He lost it. Now he's dead. Meanwhile, the rest of FaZe, they've taken dining and kitchen. They popped the hatch, signifying, hey, we're going for a backside push. And that's phenomenal, but you've lost the Ram. And the reason why that's important is the Ram mid-round, late round, could pop in those Boogie Jones, go into Fireplace, and maybe get some chaos going. That win condition is now gone. FLUXO, they're double flanking to retake into dining kitchen.
Yeah. It's not necessary.
Or he's in the site. They know about it, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the fact that FLUXO have gone deep elsewhere is a problem. They check the Evil Eye. There's another Evil Eye still active, but the site has been stolen by FaZe. They make their way in, and they lock out the defense. Dotas and Loben need to find a way back into the objective, but the plant has gone down, and the Blackbeard, stalwart on the site with the shield, will make it nigh impossible to retake. Vidaking from outside swings to win on Loben, and Souls locks it down for FaZe.
Finally, some energy and a fast-paced push. Again, FaZe with the correct call this time, and they do it together. They must have seen or heard those two people flanking up top floor. They pushed straight through side before the breach was even opened. Blackbeard was in there. Maestro checked his cam and goes, guys, they're inside. Evil Eye shot immediately. And the big thing is, FLUXO were caught in poor positions. No one playing Pillar to shut down the breach of the door. No one playing Blue for the crossfire. It gave them way too much space in the server, and it's also the second time now, once on Nighthaven Labs, once here in Chalet, where FLUXO go for a big double or triple flank, exposing side, making it weak. And FaZe, despite winning, will call it tactical timeout. Obviously, that was a bad round turned good, so type timeout is justifiable in that regard.
Still warranted. I mean, look, that was a good read and a good execute, but FaZe, this entire series long, have struggled against a lot of fundamentals from FLUXO W7M and even just the general playstyle. I mean, these teams know each other so well.
Yeah.
Having played, like I said, 7 times in the last 12 months. And yet, FaZe have struggled to get a handle on this very aggressive FLUXO W7M.
They banned the Thorn.
Yeah.
Getting Thorn banned in pro play, and Invitationals no less, was not on my 2025 or 2026 bingo
Yeah,
card.
you didn't know that she was going to be buffed until she was busted, did you?
Well, I'm not gonna go as far as she's busted. She's playable, okay? Getting her back, so they banned Denari into the Thorn.
Yeah.
Very simply targeting these very specific niche trap operators. It's very unorthodox. This screams fast attacks or clears from one pot over.
I think the problem is that FLUXO just have so many different traps they can be playing, right?
That's the thing.
You have you're protecting against rush traps, which is things like the Melusi and the Fenrir. We've seen both of those played.
Yeah, Ella.
The Ella as well. And then you have like your Frost, which is kind of like a I'll catch you off guard potentially type of trap. But yeah, there are just so many traps in the operator pool at the moment that FLUXO can always flex onto different ones.
It does remove the damage dealing traps though, right? Like they'll get negatively affected by Ella, as you said, Fenrir, Melusi. But they're now in front to damage, and they slow you for a good 12 seconds. Like the speed changes, right?
Yeah, no, you're right.
But then looking at FaZe's attacking lineup, I'm not seeing much speed. I'm not seeing the Dokkaebi, I'm not seeing the shield operators, I'm not seeing the line, but that's about it.
Maybe they just don't want FLUXO W7M to have an obvious operator to pick that has a deployable shield.
That's also a thing. Technically speaking, possible. Air jab,
I like this.
jumping.
Oh,
my
wow.
god!
One tap, the air jab delayed just by a heartbeat of a moment. And that's what ended Cyber's life. Now a refrag is being searched for as Handy tries to jump out, but Loban immediately takes him down. Another one is found for FLUXO. Dota's finishing off Vidiking, who has had a really rough start to Chalet. Souls and KDS have just about no hope now in the 2v5.
I don't see how the Thorn Denari bank comes into play. If this is the game plan, I don't see how that syncs up with the operator bans. Unless you're just trying to take away some comfort picks here from FLUXO that we don't know about. Jump in, you're dead as well. Paolo's there. Donis is there as well. They are everywhere on the map, extending away from the bombs because they're not worried about a rush. Because FaZe don't tend to make them.
Norris has a few choice words for Ralphadel and FaZe. Ralphadel called the tactical timeout, and immediately they fumble the following round. No second chances. I'm starting to feel like the Twitch Brava ban combo has really messed with FaZe here.
It might be that.
I feel like you have to play Flores. You have to clear
shields,
util
man,
somehow.
Shields. You
You're
have
right.
like you have Monty open for Vidiking, who is one of the bigger Monty players. You have Blackbeard or Blitz for any of the entries. You have Capital Grim. You have every power up in the game besides Deimos because they banned Twitch and Brava. While it does take away some information, there are so many strong operators.
Gotta lean into the cheese, don't you?
You do. I mean, is it even cheese to play Blackbeard, Grim, Capital? They're like the most powerful meta operators in the game right now, right? Every other team is playing them, for God's sake.
You're right.
And they're allergic to them.
It's funny.
They're gonna go from Blackbeard to Iana and Grim to Sophia. I am going to lose my mind.
There's no way that's an actual
He
Iana
went from
pick.
Blackbeard to Iana.
What is the play from Handy?
Is it just for the EMPs?
That can't be right.
They have 4 EMPs.
And a good gun?
And a great gun.
I mean, technically it's good for burning the Aruni gates.
Technically true, yeah, sure, yeah. This is one of the only, I mean, the second or third Iana of the entire tournament. Very low pick
Like
rate.
the least played attacker right now.
Yeah. We're still missing some Rooks, some Ducks, some Thunderbirds, and Alibi.
Yeah, but
Last
as we were saying the other day on our cast, like, defense, there are a couple of ops that it's like, why would you play them? Attack doesn't have very many like that these days.
Iana is one of them.
Iana is one of them. I don't mind it just to burn this Aruni gate here. But still, I mean, there's so many other operators that you could burn Aruni gates with. He needs to find this kill. Be careful, Loban.
Just chill, my guy. We're chilling. They haven't burned the gate. No need to worry. Loban can just kind of sit back. Loban is the last player I put in that corner, by the way, because he's going to keep swinging. That's what Loban does.
You need whoever's in this player to sit back. Look at the...
him.
Oh my
He
god!
jumps out!
Loban goes to the peak and takes down Handy outside from the balcony. FLUXO W7M cannot stay inside their building. They can't keep it in their pants. They gotta keep fighting FaZe.
No player in the world makes that play, by the way. And it's why Handy didn't even think it was possible. Who would jump? They C4'd it, they swung it, they heard Handy dropped, and you're thinking, that's the win. He left the balcony. No, they want the kill. So they jump out the window, past the setup, past the arena, get past the crossfire to go hunting for it. It works. And it is so tilting if you're FaZe Clan, if you're Handy, because why the hell would they do it? They attack top mezzanine, top blue, Dota 6 down KDS.
Oh.
Souls trades back.
He needs so much more than just a kill onto mezzanine. They need to figure out, where is Loben? Is he still hiding in the dark corner? We know that he's gone all the way to Mudroom. He's repositioned. And they still have the cardiac sensor from Dots to call for rotations, to call for late round plays, and for Volps' C4. Volps is all the way in the basement, by the way.
Yeah.
Not on site to deny plant.
I was going to say, it's very plantable. They have kept off fire and smoke. They have, still 3 bodies. And Dots is very low on health. But the walking down the fireplace stairs for a second, dropping the case top of the staircase. I think they're trying to figure out what the attempt is going to be. But Souls takes the diffuser down solo into first floor with 2 other people outside a library and games window. This seems like a very split take.
Saba takes a hell of a lot of damage there. Loben sees the tip of his barrel for a brief moment, but Cyber restabilizes. Numbers advantage quickly slips away for FaZe. Dots has been so deadly with the Reaper in hand, and Vidiking has to get desperate. The diffuser is down on the ground. Vidiking goes hunting for it. It doesn't matter where the diffuser is, because FLUXO W7M will win on time regardless. The lead has been stolen again.
What? So they go mud window, they go library balcony, and they go fireplace stairs. And the one person that they specifically gave the diffuser to is the guy going fireplace stairs into lobby. The most exposed position in the entire map for this attack. And Loben only dies because Loben is doing this thing where he doesn't stop peeking. Like, if he plays fadeaway, he's chilling in mudroom, but he wants the kill. Big praise to Volps that round, by the way. He was capital fired off on the blue stairs. He sprinted through the capital fire up to top floor and caught an amazing timing with that because it's off pace. What is going on? Again, if you flip the team names, you go, oh, FLUXO, that is experienced. They got Paolo and all these things, and they need more international stages, whatever. It's FaZe making these crucial mistakes.
Yeah.
It's so unlike them. The blind beat onto Oceania didn't even use the gadget or the EMP.
Yeah.
They never cleared their Runegate. I don't get it.
There's something going wrong for FaZe right now, and it's going to make them suffer. They were one of the favorites to claim the championship in this tournament, and FLUXO W7M are making them look silly. Look, FaZe had some rough moments against G2. We can't deny that, but those maps were competitive. FLUXO W7M was so in control on Nighthaven Labs. They had a warm-up game this morning against D+, and they have just looked hotter and hotter the deeper into this tournament we go.
Vidiking finally on the Monty. Took 6 rounds of attack, but he has finally said, guys, enough is enough. Let me lead the charge. Let me get in safe and sound. This is the best version of Vidiking IGLing that we're probably going to see. Because Monty gives you so much mental space to make the calls, and you don't have to worry about your own positioning and your own gunfights. It's an ideal person's role, but they are up against a big counter. Volps is sitting on the Clash. It is the #1 shield counter in the game, even against the Monty, because that electrification is gonna just shield guard break you 24/7 and stun lock you as long as you're within range.
So the one good thing that we have here for Vidiking is that he himself has pocket EMPs.
Yep.
So if he sees the Clash and the Clash hasn't had a chance to tase him yet, he can quickly put the shield in his back by clicking the 1 key and then getting those EMPs, throwing it at the Clash, then getting the shield back out again.
And hopefully not get shot in the process.
And hopefully not get shot in the process,
that can
which
happen.
is very possible.
The Solus giving info for the flanker downstairs of Dots. Has Barbwire. No, oh, actually has Barbwire and C4, sorry.
Oh, he's going to get revealed by the Lion. And the EMP has just come out. Vidiking just used both of his EMPs onto Volps. But I don't think...
They're meleeing each other. Vidiking's stuck in a corner again.
Oh my god, what is going on? The shield play back and forth. Both of them will fall 3v3 now. And Souls has found his pick. Palu has to find a big flank here at the top of mezzanine, but Handy shuts him out of it. Dots, who was trying to flank early in the round and got detected by the Lion scan, now must flank for everything. And is being watched by Handy in the hallway as the plant is going down. Cyber on the bomb site, covered by Souls, should be able to confirm it. And as he does, Dots is in an awkward spot. Doesn't even have an opening onto the bomb site, and Cyber will shut him down. Exactly what we needed from FaZe.
Yeah, but to be honest though, I hate the fact that FaZe won that round because they played it so poorly. Like, KDS gets a collateral double kill spraying through a barricade. Vidiking walked in from top mezzanine into piano hallway and got stuck in the corner, flying from blue while getting teabagged by the Clash.
I don't know how you saw any of that. That round was so chaotic.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't
we're watching
understand
different
anything
screens
was
here. I
happening.
was watching top-down screen, but Vidiking
okay.
literally ran it down and just died solo with the diffuser when Maverick is Mavericking the wall.
How did the Clash die?
I'm not sure if KDS
I saw the
wallbanged him.
EMPs go down.
Yeah, so Vidiking walked into piano hallway, double EMP'd the Clash, and just walked at him. But then the Clash walked back into the Monty, so Vidiking goes back into the corner of piano between the soft wall to office breach and the corner that's a hard wall behind you.
And there's a guy.
And then Mossy flanked blue stairs. And he gets stuck in the crossfire. And Vidiking dies solo with the case. Then Vidiking gets a double kill collateral through office door. And that turns the tide. And then they miss the gunfight in the Maverick and stuff like that, right? But it's like FaZe on paper made a ton of errors and then clutched up. And of course, good teams will clutch up, bad teams clutch up. It's part of the game. But it doesn't fix the issues that FaZe have been faced with so far. It's just a round where KDS completely overtakes the team single-handedly. And also, KDS only 2 kills. But he won the round with those 2 kills. So it's huge value 2 kills. It's massive.
Yeah.
But it's the worst way to win a round when you're a great team is to rely on a clutch.
Yeah. Well, as we move into the second half, Pengu, we've had quite a few operator bans come out. FaZe getting rid of the Monty. Fair enough, but not that we've seen FLUXO play a lot of it recently. I like the Grim ban. A little bit scared the fact that you've left both Dokkaebi and Deimos in because we've seen a lot of very scary play, especially from Volps and Loben on those operators recently. But for FLUXO, the big one that stands out for me is this little smoke ban, which we've seen popularized on Border and now making its way into other maps as well.
It is again, I feel like we're in a point in the game where the fact that most pro teams will not play Tashanga even when a smoke ban happens is a worrying sign. Like, smoke has always been the #1 plant operator, the most comfortable, easy to play, great guns, the whole thing. But if you take that away, a lot of teams cannot substitute it correctly, so they have to change the entire playstyle to deep roaming, retaking, or playing tons of C4s with stature now counter, for example. So we'll see what FLUXO can do with it. Here for Chalet, not so much the plant denial, but you can smoke off one of the pushes and just limit FLUXO's aggression. The smoke ban enables more of that.
Cyber should be dead here.
He has a good read, though, to be honest.
He knows about where both of them are. Looking to get re-aggro.
He's going to challenge it? Yeah.
Risky. E1D goes out, so too does the logic bomb, and there's a lurk happening from Volts. He's just made his way up West Main.
Respect to Cyber. He stuck around for so long and burned so many pieces of utility.
Yeah, they're trying to
Demo
cut him
Striker,
off.
Lion Charge, and Doga Call, and he's alive.
And he's back in a relatively safe position, especially with Handy supporting on the Azami to block off that window of display. Under the pump now, it's KDS. He has no idea where to go, and Dodez will finish him off. Well played from FLUXO W7M, and a second one found. Handy had to get re-aggressive, but FLUXO shut it out. Now Vidiking and Souls must clutch up in the 2v5, and the Deimos continues to track him. There's one on the roof watching his position. 3 players low on HP here for FLUXO. Might open the doors for a clutch. But Souls only has 16 bullets in this little Roni, and now he's got to find all of them. Good headshot onto Loben. Still hasn't taken down the Deimos, and Palu outside the window finds him, gets his number, and gets a lead again for FLUXO W7M.
I mean, I think you said this yourself so well. You're leaving Deimos Dokkaebi open on Chalet.
It's trolling.
It's gonna make the early game and opening gunfights very difficult because you just have some of the strongest roam clear operators, probably the strongest roam clear operators in the game.
And that's not even counting Lion.
No, which also got buffed recently. It's not counting a shield as well getting in there. It's just those 2 global operators to a degree. And FaZe Clan, I feel like either you fight back early and everyone plays like Cyber because he played that so well until it fell apart. But the other players, that's not how they thrive. They don't thrive in that environment. That's a Cyber playstyle in my mind. So what can FaZe do? They can bonk up and play super passive. But now you're giving full map control because of the Deimos Dokkaebi, so they're going to pick you apart surely, right? It feels like a net loss here for FaZe Clan if I'm them. And like you said, have we seen FLUXO play Monty like ever?
No, I don't understand the read.
It's been Blackbeard, it's been the Blitz, it's been that faster pace. Our story has always been they're a super linear, aggressive team for FLUXO. This has been the most dynamic and depth that we've seen from them.
Absolutely.
But maybe FaZe then knows a different version of them domestically that we haven't seen.
Maybe.
That's gotta be it.
I'm not even a big fan of the Grim ban here. Like, yes, he's a great operator, but Grim isn't like a hard lock operator like your Deimos, your Lion, and your Dokkaebi. Like, you feel so helpless when you play those. If you play Grim and you're revealed by the bees, it sucks, but technically you can still kind of fight, right?
Yeah.
It's
I mean, with the mute changes, it does make the Grim ban higher value, just because mute jammers don't stop the Grim beast anymore.
It's true. I just feel like here, in terms of choices you've got to make, I don't think that ban was the right one. So FaZe are going to have to do their best. I mean, we've got 2 more rounds of this half before they get a third ban. But even then, like, you can't ban both the Deimos and Dokkaebi. I would have liked to see probably just double
One
down.
of them will happen in a few rounds. They will for sure.
You could have banned both of them.
you could have.
And then you use your third one to get rid of a shield or get rid of the Grim if that's annoying.
Now, I would like to see mute getting played actually, because when you ban the Grim, that's the one thing mute doesn't stop any longer. But he does stop Lion, Dokkaebi,
and Deimos.
And Deimos.
You are right.
You can just take the jammers, leave one on bomb site for that soul person, and then put them in those power spots. Top mezzanine, top blue. If Cyber wants to roam bar, give him a mute jam a bar.
Yeah.
Whatever. Because right now you're fighting 2 debuffs with 0 buffs. If you put that mute jammer, you get a buff, and you also get 0 debuffs.
Yeah.
You flip that conversation.
We're just rehosting the round, by the way, guys. Quick technical pause. We'll be back in a second. But I actually do have the information on what operators were picked prior to that. Obviously, they can change.
Yeah, they can.
But it maybe gives us a little bit of an insight into what was being looked at for FaZe Clan. And pretty much there was one counter to the Deimos and the Lion, which is the Vigil.
Right.
But no mute was picked in that round. Instead, it was leaning into the traps and the catch. So we had Wamai, Denari, Thorn, Sentry, and Vigil.
Okay. Interesting. I'm not against the Vigil because, like, at least, as you said, you can deal with the Lion, you can deal with the Deimos, but it's only one player.
Yeah.
Everyone else is going to get smacked all the same, and no Deimos will ever track a Vigil player anyway.
No, exactly.
Unless you're trolling, of course.
Yeah, it does put a lot of pressure on that single player's shoulders.
And it's not Cyber either, which was surprising to me.
Souls.
Exactly. Souls, I think in a lot of people's mind, when he first came to the scene, people are saying this is the Brazilian breed, clutch god, support player, etc. I think Souls very quickly made a name for himself as the first Souls.
Yes.
He has been a phenomenal, super consistent player for the longest of times now. All around great guy. He's not often the Vigil player in my mind though, but you know, we've seen him get active on Mossy as well.
Yeah, in his first game of the tournament, he had 153 EPS.
That's pretty good.
And that was against Black Dragons. He absolutely farmed.
The
It was
domestic matchups.
7-1, 7-1. Well, you know what? I mean, if you look back at the results from FaZe Clan so far, 2-0 against Black Dragons, 2-1 against Shopify Rebellion, and then 2-1 against D+ Kia, and then 1-2 against G2. They've actually been pushed the distance in almost all of their games.
Yep.
It's a similar story for FLUXO W7M. They've had 3 2-1 matchups against OXG Secret and SSG, and 2 2-0 matchups against EP and D+. So a lot of Siege has been played, especially by FLUXO, in the last couple of days.
Let's see what they lock in then. This is the exact same lineup we saw before, to the T for the defenders. In the exact same order as well, so they will keep what they had before. The attack, you got the attacker repick, of course. You can join the bomb side, see a few operators, and go, oh, actually, against these operators, we would like to bring this operator as a perfect counter response. If you're an old school fan, you remember the 6-pick era, where you actually would reveal the exact lineup to each other on attack and defense, and then have about 15 seconds to change one of those 5 operators to an unknown pick.
Always hated that.
The awkward thing about that system is that it actually didn't work very well, because every strat required like very specific operators. If we saw a castle and something on border, we knew no matter what they 6-pick away, it's gonna be this bomb site, because they need these other operators to work.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's awkward. 6-pick didn't really do anything because, let's be honest, one operator change. But attacker repick is all 5 potentially, which arguably is too much.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a hard middle ground to find.
Oof.
Nice try, but no cigar.
I love attacker repick. I think it's phenomenal. I think it is very powerful, but I think that is okay because defenders still win. You know, I actually have a stat for you.
Oh, sure. Give me a stat.
I wrote this down. Let me see if I still have it written down. Yes. So FaZe Clan is actually the second best attacking team at the Six Invitational behind Weibo. They have 59% attack win rate.
Oh.
The SI overall attack win
It's
rate
low then.
is 45%.
The average is
The
45%.
total of all the rounds played at Six Invitational, attack is won only 45%.
Fun stat. Take out like Fearix and Enterprise from that equation and see if that changes things drastically. I'm just saying, no hate, but I feel like it could be dragged down by a few teams here.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Maybe.
Like, it's probably closer to like 51, 52 if I had to guess.
Really? So you actually want me to... I can probably get this
I
stat.
actually think it's closer to like 50 than not.
Ooh.
But could be a thing for later as well if it's too...
Yeah, look, I'll do this. I'll do this later. We'll have a look.
I'm curious. Gone 6 goes down. Bit of burn utility there on the library balcony. Good first step. FLUXO very structured. Very oh, they didn't get the shield. It looked like they did it, but there was another magnet, I suppose.
It's funny.
Who would have thought...
Azami's in, by the way. We could be playing Azami here.
Well, my Jaeger is still, in my opinion, such a strong duo that almost never gets brought to the table, and it's for rounds like these.
Yeah.
Because the Asami gets DMR shot in like 4 seconds and it's gone.
It's true.
Flourish drone could also clear the shield, but we're Flourish from the bottom side. There's one spare now to get that shield removed, and if they can't get it, this entire attack might have to switch. Meanwhile, Lobin, doing Lobin things. He knows that someone is in the area, and it's Cyber doing Cyber things, having a good read on that situation.
Oh. Awkward position now for Cyber as he is being hunted. They know
offers.
exactly where he is, and Volps was lying in wait. Well played by FLUXO W7M.
But you see how Cyber plays that aggressive front foot position? No one is near him.
Yep. And now poor KDS is solo here. This shield position, though, has been perfect. He's found 2, looks for a 3rd, and single-handedly, he maintains this round for FaZe. 1v1. He's got the 4K, and it becomes an ace for KDS. When FaZe cannot find a round, one man must step up, and here he is.
Individually swinging, ego challenging. It's classic FLUXO. It's what they're so good at, but this time they actually get punished. And fun fact for you, James, that deployable shield where the round started by not getting cleared out literally gives him the power position to find 3 of those kills. Had that shield been cleared, different story. And it's why utility clearance is oh so valuable. Ridiculous round for KDS. Huge moment twice now here in Chalet. He has 7 kills, and with those 7, he has won half of his team's rounds. He's won 2 of the 4. I do want to see Cyber either getting a bit more help on these rounds on the deep roams, or him maybe playing a little bit further back, but I know where he's coming from. He should be fighting early in the map to slow down FLUXO, but so far he's been shut down 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah. I gotta say though, KDS getting an ace in that round is surely
nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Dude, I didn't even see the first kill. I said he got a 3K, and then I saw it come up on screen. He got a quad kill.
He was 5, he was 2 before, so it adds up.
Speaking of 2v4s and 2v5s, I have a stat courtesy of Sprabunny, one of our little behind-the-scenes analysts. He tells me that Handy and Souls on FaZe have won 7 out of 10 rounds where they've been the last 2 alive against more than 2 or more opponents, which is the highest out of any duo in the tournament. They are the ultimate clutch duo, Handy and Souls. But KDS, I guess he just does it solo.
Fast entry this time punished. Handy takes down Lobin from far away.
Oh, but Cyber's going to get traded. KDS, though, thankfully is able to help out. Dodes goes down outside.
Boy.
Another one for KDS. He's turned it on. And yeah, he's playing the Lobin game here, isn't he? Jumping straight outside. And back in again onto the site. Dots and Volps need to get desperate. 2 minutes to play with. And that'll be a nice catch.
Yeah, a lot more though. Cyber is 1 bullet from the grave, but they've all fallen back towards the basement, and that's a lot of crossfires, not a lot of verticality that you can do with the Twitch DMR and Hibana. You can get the hatch, maybe the exterior wall afterwards, but let's be honest, unless FaZe start peeking, which they never do in these kind of cases, they should just be a lockout. It's going to be a slow burn.
Lack of verticality against 2 impacts and 3 C4s. And they can, yeah, like you said, 2 burrow up. 1 smoke grenade, 2 flashes. So little utility For FLUXO W7M to work with. FaZe, on the other hand, have everything they could possibly want. Shotguns as well for close range.
Surely you get the dining hatch here, Mr. Dots. You have 14 Kairos. You may as well get the dining hatch just for that bit of fake pressure.
It is time.
Even if you don't want to drop down the hatch, the fact that you can just have that as an option means that somebody from FaZe has to watch it.
Probably because they haven't cleared dining, so they don't.
It could be that simple.
They don't actually want to invest the time and effort of clearing that map control. Instead, they're just going to try and brute force it. Into the shotgun, into the crossfire. One flashbang goes out. He has one more remaining. But as soon as he tries to fight Cyber and Vidiking, he's going to get swung by Souls. So one of these players is watching close and the other one watching far. They're playing this together as best as they can, these two remaining FLUXO players. And they got one kill out of it.
And they should have watched the
Good
drone
flash.
hole.
It's Warden though. And you're right, the drone hole's being watched too. So as soon as Dots marches too far forward, his feet will be taken down by Handy. That DMR packs a punch. Volp's now coming from the other side. Doesn't want to shoot the camera. And a crossfire. Dots finds one, but traded back. And now locked out of the sight is Volps. He's walking into a crossfire as his own. And he's going to have to sprint on through. The fire from Vidiking will finish him off. And FaZe, once again, regain the lead.
FLUXO very much just hunting Cyber early on. It was that fast injury from Ram off his door. Popped it, runs in, almost takes him down, then dies himself. So it seems like hunt Cyber, play for opening pick. It's a very strong way of playing Chalet because numbers advantage goes a very long way here, given the angles and the executes required to get a victory.
What do we think about the last ban here?
I mean, I was thinking Deimos or Dokkaebi for the side of FaZe, and for FLUXO, I actually am not sure.
Oh!
Oh, we got away.
We got debated.
We did.
Timeout here. As I can confirm, the ban from FaZe was Dokkaebi. The ban from FLUXO W7M was Denari.
I heard a blitz.
Tá? Você já sabe que é aquele blitz que a gente conversou no Five Guys, tá? Você explica, ele vai te explicar já. Você vai pegar, esperar os caras fazer o sense. Na hora que eles fizerem o sense, o cara da Shadow vai ajudar e o cara do céu vai ajudar. O sobe, o sabão mata o cara da Shadow, do Kid, você mata o cara da Shadow, eles descem, comem o cara da Zan e a gente pega o cara do bar depois.
Dokkaebi Denari. I was thinking in my head like Denari, but I haven't seen the lasers be an issue. But it was brought by Cyber every single round. I heard them say blitz.
Cyber played soulless the last round, according to my stats.
Every round but one.
Yes, he played it 2 out of 3. But yes, you're right. I do think it's a bit of a strange choice of a ban. It's not what I would have gone for. The Goyo could have been nice. The Warden could have been nice.
The thing about the Denari ban and then bringing Blitz that I do like is that Denari is one of the biggest shield counters in terms of like coverage of the map. Because you have, what is it, like 3 or 4 lasers independently.
You're going to bring a Twitch anyway. You're going to bring the IQ anyway.
But the pace, right? Without the Denari, you can go. With the Denari, you got to, oh, Twitch drone this, boop,
Twitch,
now you can go.
Twitch and Brava. Okay, goodbye Twitch. Oh, Osa. No?
Osa?
I'm getting debated by the repicks
are
here. Dots for a
getting
second went Osa, which doesn't make much sense at all. But no. All right, so we do have a drone here for FLUXO in the Brava. I think that's a good pick.
Playing both Twitch and Brava and a shield just completely nullify each other. Blitz wants to go faster. The droners need a ton of time to get active.
But, I mean, maybe the Blitz can either roam clear or drone for your roam clearers at the start of the round.
Yeah, it is true. It's just a matter of getting in the building. We know they're so eager to.
Still, imagine FLUXO W7M banned out the Warden instead of the Denari here. You've got your Blitz and your Ying. And the smokes.
The glass.
Well, yeah, of course.
If you wanted to.
In future rounds. In this round in particular, though, also we've got 4 smokes.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I could see the Warden ban come into action in a different world, different scenario.
Oh,
but it's not the world that we live in right now. The bigger thing for me is, can they deal with the Kai 2 Brawl? Because this upstairs office wall is under a hard lockdown. 4 of the 4 walls are reinforced. Shield and piano rather. This is FaZe. They had 2 options. Deep roaming with Cyber or fall back and bunker down. They have chosen bunkering down after the 3rd ban. And it's funny because they banned the Dokkaebi, which deals with the roam. Now they've fallen back and they're playing the turtle.
Yeah.
But also, of course, it's bomb site specific.
Look, I reckon here if I'm FLUXO, I'm using Thermite, exotherming the
The
floor,
yeah.
and just destroying the bottom of the reinforcement onto Office.
Oh, it's a good shout. The issue is, without the IQ, without the Thatcher, this gets so tricky. So I think you're right. Floor, breach it. Just take what you can get. They're going basement,
Where are
James.
they going? Are they trying to hunt
They're
Aroma?
going on a trip
There's no one down there.
to their favorite rocket ship. You know that one? You know that kid show?
No, I have no
Oh,
idea what
that's
you're talking about.
It's little
I know we're
Einsteins.
going on a bear hunt. Can't go over it. Can't go under it. Have to go through it. You don't know
Okay,
that one?
I don't know that one. I mean, I guess Australia and Denmark are quite far apart, so we know different things. That's fair enough. They do the wall.
How did they get that? I didn't manage to catch it in the end.
So I think they got it from beneath that other Brava.
okay,
Yeah, they got it from beneath.
That's good.
And then they burned through the 3-2 brows, and then they can get the wall.
Okay.
But there's 45 seconds left, and another wall beneath them by the actual bomb
Yes.
site, which
Yes.
thankfully does not have a kite on it because, oh boy.
And no 2 brows left here for Handy, so this will be free for FLUXO, but it's going to be a 5v5 execute with 30 seconds remaining.
2 C4. Okay, if you can lift the C4s and don't use the smokes because Warden, this is winnable with the Blitz planting, but it's going to be a tricky situation.
Out goes the first
Don't
Candela.
smoke it, no!
The smokes come through, but the Warden will be able to
First
see
C4.
a good Nitro cell over the top, but it is baited. Can Dots get into a safe plant position? He needs to find an off spot here. But Vidiking
Second
upstairs in
C4.
office, he's fighting, and the C4 is shot. An off position now, planting by Dots, but there might be a retake on the cards here for FaZe. Handy spots
the
out
shield
the
is
blitz, but the coverage is there, and he doesn't find it until the plants already go
1v1.
down. Palu has to try and clutch up now in the post plant with Souls on the floor. He can scout for info, or KDS could take the risk and go for the revive. As he does, it's a 2v1. Both players low HP. And Palu, here at his 8-6 Invitational, looks to try and clutch up and tie the scoreline against a team he has fought so many times before. 3 kills for Palu as he falls back again. Souls has to commit to it now, and Palu's waiting. He baits him out! And the scoreline is tied again!
2 bullets needed for those last 2 kills. That was a tough decision. Palu, not fully sure if that other person was injured, not fully sure where the assignment was playing at. He could have gone upstairs, picked the vert, could have played fireplace, or could have played in that dining hallway. But before it came down to a Palu clutch, it was Volps and Dots working so well together, opting for the other plant spot, going deep, the shield blocking every single possible angle. And the bomb goes down. That's all that matters. The post is yours, even in what was effectively a 1v3 clutch for Palu. Now, if KDS didn't 1v5 ace earlier, basically, this would have been a 6-4 lead for FLUXO.
Yeah.
It's 5-5, it's super close, it's super intense. I'm very happy that KDS clutched that round, and since then he's on a heater.
Yeah.
KDS was 0-4, I believe. Then he got 2 kills for a clutch, then the ace. He's now on 11 kills.
Yeah, so I had a word from production as well. So KDS's EPS score doubled after he got his ace. I believe he was 2-7 before the ace.
Yeah.
And then
He
he
was.
went to 7-7
That's exactly right from my memory as
from
well.
53 to 106 EPS in 1 round.
And he's keeping it up. The only player I feel like we've not been talking a lot about this entire series so far has actually been Vidiking.
I was going to say Cyber. He's
Well,
been a bit quiet.
this map a little bit quiet, but he's trying stuff, but getting shot down.
That's true.
There's a blitz in action right
Here's
here.
a play from Volps as well, supporting KDS. Say his name again. Oh, another one for Handy as well. And the nuke has been shut down. The blitz, though, looks to slow down, or rather not slow down anytime soon. He gets aggressive again, but KDS holds the line here in Piano for another kill. FLUXO, they try and fight fire with fire. They try and continue getting more and more aggressive. And while KDS is on the floor, maybe Dots has a way forward. Good. Nitro Cell and Souls somehow lands the shot through it. Dotas cannot do anything in the 1v3. And FaZe rocket up to match point.
Really beautiful C4 onto Blitz there. It didn't do almost any damage, but it guard broke him, so he opened up his chest and the pre-fire came through with the TCSG. So the C4 doesn't land. Well, the bullets they will instead. FaZe also do something that's very important to me. Cyber, as I kept saying, he's in that deep front line, in library, fighting, etc. This time, KDS was there. He was there supporting the early aggression, getting 2 kills, then they fell back together. Cyber lived until the very last moment. KDS actually never bled out either. Yeah. So they all stay alive, they help each other on the extension. It's so important.
Another round MVP for KDS there as well. He's 100%. Been so impactful. Many rounds in a row for FaZe. This series has been back and forth. Maybe not so much Nighthaven, but Chalet in particular. No team has won more than 2 rounds in a row. FaZe just need one more here to send us the distance to Fortress. We need that so badly after what was a really troublesome Nighthaven Labs for FaZe. And we know that they can play Fortress. We saw it against G2 just 2 days ago. It was the one map they won in that series over G2. 8-6 if memory serves. FLUXO, if I'm not wrong, we haven't seen them play Fortress as of yet. I've just double checked and absolutely no, we haven't.
Interesting.
They let it through to make it to the main stage. FLUXO either need to come back here, stave off match point, push OT, or get it done on the 3rd.
I see the good old Cyber. 1 impact spare on the hatch, can pop it and fall back beneath him for safekeeping. But he has this power position. He says, you cannot take trophy control as long as I'm here. An air jab goes out instead to cover the big window rappel for the roam clear upstairs. It's a very different approach here from FLUXO. They've always cleared library over into office. Now there's Solarium rappel, master bedroom rappel. And because Cyber was here early on, they know exactly what take they're going for. But I see a silhouette. There is one person creeping around library. It was Lobin and Dotson at Blackbeard. Not sure exactly where to go just yet. They're on the roof and can rotate. Lobin has deep in missing already. He's actually taken library fully. Solo.
He's progressed very far forward. He must have shotgun because he's got the Reaper out at the moment.
It's
risky. A very different way of playing the Ying here. You want to likely be going from the doorway of the balcony if you've got that shotgun.
So they're flipping the attack, but the issue is they can't breach the wall because the Heart Breacher isn't on that side of the map.
Is Logan trying to bait it, or is he actually going to go for this? A second Candela about to be thrown. Is this going to be an aggressive play? KDS opens the equation while there's a trade back. FLUXO maintain control, but that Nitro Cell flips the score again. Souls holds on as long as possible as Handy upstairs, still with DMR. Throws out one of his freeze canisters. Volps needs to peek. They think he's tucked in behind the half wall, but he's actually wide. So it's actually going to be safe here. Loban gets close up, and the shotgun finishes him off. Into the 2v2. FaZe need to chill out. They can't overextend. There's still a minute left to waste.
Cyber's looking for a flank, but the smokes are so good from FLUXO, cutting off the long line from Solarium Master Bedroom. He fell back downstairs, repositioning that Illamine. The shots coming out, they miss actually. Loban stays alive. They have 3 smoke grenades, no Candelas, a hatch to drop, or a staircase to walk down. Both not ideal. And both defenders are full on health and full of confidence.
No Nitro Cell to work with for Souls anymore. 27 seconds. Loban up above. He's got some info on where one of those players is, but how does he drop down below? He looks for an angle with the Reaper, but he's not going to find it. Volps has to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Coming in from Dining, but they know about it because he's just detonated the Grismont mine.
10 seconds.
Souls continues to contest the hatch against Loban with the Reaper. 90-degree angle here for Cyber is surely going to mean that Volps can do nothing. The impact will finish him off, and FaZe bites back. A 3rd map will be required to make it to the main stage. FLUXO W7M keep battling it out into the 3rd.
There is some life after all. Cyber, again, KDS, Handy showing up. The energy from the team is now there. And like you said, FLUXO have not yet played Fortress. They either have picked this thinking, we don't need a 3rd map, we'll get it done in 2, or FaZe Clan, they might just have it. Because the map can make all the difference here. It's a completely new one at that.
And it's one of the first times we've seen FaZe start slow in a series and slowly ramp up. They did it against both D+ and Shopify Rebellion. They lost the first map, and they went on to win this series. Well, we're not in groups anymore, Pengu.
No,
this isn't Kansas anymore. We're deep into the playoffs, and the winner of this game makes it to the main stage. FaZe look to finish it off on Fortress after this.
off these two walls here. This would be a flex wall. We're gonna put it like this. This would be a type of flex. I don't know how to do that. In positioning, you'd have the two round play here with the C4. Like the DMR, you could play between like lead, like the metal areas, we call it. So you can either react to that or the lead wall based off what they run. We'd start with the foul. I'll just put it right here so it's easy to see on that side. And then you'd have the Fenrir as the last guy. He'd be here. That's the tool side really kind of getting that. And this guy as well, like when I turn over that tool as well, I'd have these zombie press up unless there's lower pressure, like trying to press off that door, just being minutes a little bit. Not really looking for a pick, looking for late time.
Basically, for the start, we can put it like that. So I would put him like around this window. So if we need help to hold or whatever, we'll be rotate. If your Azami really fall back and manage to, like I think it would be around here. Right?
She'd be like all the way back. I'd put her like right here probably.
Like the things how it would go as well. Like once we take like the control of garage, I would put maybe the capital around this area just to hold this position. Normally they place our jabs and rotate out for the door to help onto the push. I think we would put it in here to be playing into the main bridge, but it depends on the green take. Like if you're trying to force too much the green take, I would put like the in here to come to try to help. But if it's like you're just giving away, trying to fall it back, I would just keep things there. So like if you guys are just falling back to hold into power positions, I would say that the demos can come from below as well to try to help. And as I said, this Hibana here, it will be like a flex. I don't really count on her. It's more to get the Clash attention. If Clash is still here, it's
that's
good.
the biggest thing. I would want the Clash to rotate over play Ivy. Is like what I'd want originally.
Yeah, so if like the Clash goes back into this side, I would put this Hibana to try to sneak in and play.
The playing back here is ideally what it'd be.
And then after like dealing with the Clash over here, I think this guy would be already played. So it's like he won his fights as well, or he lost, and then we got the control of this area kind of, and we just cross.
That's assuming nobody dies early.
Yeah.
Or just swings and gets killed, you know.
Exactly.
Because that's what happens a lot of times in our game. Like
making the capital fire over there, and then
dude,
I'm gonna go call out for this.
Still have the flashes from Hibana.
You do.
It could go either way, frankly.
It could go either way. Very, very close though.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Guess what? It's time to qualify a team through to the main stage at the Six Invitational. In this Brazilian bash, it'll either be the world champions or it'll be the up-and-coming FLUXO W7M revitalized, chasing their first hammer.
And it has not been the game that you would think before it started, right? We're going to a third map, going to Fortress, bit of a back and forth. Chalet, complete barn burner. But in the end, KDS, the FaZe Clan boys really showed up. He individually might be the sole reason why we're going to Fortress.
And it all started with an ace. He was down 2 kills, 7 deaths, and he stepped up massively. A 1 versus 4 ace clutch, and he doubled his EPS in that round alone. A massive moment for KDS and a massive moment for FaZe Clan. Now we go to new pastures, but they are not green. No, it is Dusty Fortress that FaZe and FLUXO W7M look to make their home for a shot at the Six Invitational main stage. Map 3 starts now.
Fighting for a top 6 spot, aka that main stage. Just gonna have another minute before we start, though. Don't get too excited.
Well,
I
got too excited there.
I want to start too, man. Why do we even have breaks between maps? Why can't we just go back to back? I'm sure the players would love to go back to back, James.
Yeah.
Keep playing. If you're FaZe Clan, your KDS,
Look,
dude, you don't want to have a break at all.
I saw all of the players in the bathroom.
As in
during
both
that.
teams?
Both teams.
Oh.
It's like you were saying on the previous day. It's so awkward. Like, look, I drink. You know this. I drink like an entire bottle of water every
actually
map that we cast. I have finished this entire like half liter or whatever it is in the last 2 maps, and so every single time between maps, I go to the bathroom and I see all of the players there. And yeah, it's funny. There's a lot of Portuguese being spoken until FaZe are playing against another Brazilian team.
Yeah,
and then they're questionably silent for some reason.
That's odd. Yep. So, of course, if you're FaZe Clan, we spoke about this so much on Chalet, right? The Deimos Dokkaebi combo was way too strong because they waited for the 3rd operator ban to finally get rid of the Dokkaebi, which changed the pacing of FLUXO's attack. So now they start off with Deimos. Will they follow through and double down?
Yeah,
it could be a shield, it could be a Dokkaebi.
Ooh.
It could be a shield, it could be
You're
Blitz.
right. You're right.
I actually like this because... I actually like this. I think Blitz on Fortress is quite strong. I also think Monty is excellent, and that was the big question mark that you brought forward. On Chalet, FaZe target banned the Monty. We have not seen a single Monty from FLUXO at this event from what we've been casting from memory at least. Now would be the time, with the Blitz ban being introduced, to show whether or not they do actually play the Monty.
There are a lot of ways that you can play Blitz on this map and keep close range engagements, right?
Yeah.
A lot of ways that you can avoid crossfires.
Yeah.
So I think that once teams really get to figure out the necessary choke points that they want to brute force their Blitz through, I think it'll be great. I mean, like, imagine clearing... what's the room next to dorms?
Next to dorms.
The one that you breach into bathroom. Meeting. So I really feel like taking meeting with a Blitz. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Where we're watching right now.
That's right here.
Taking meeting with a Blitz is going to be like, there's just so many close angles that you can really control with that Blitz.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be getting back into Fortress. I really enjoyed the last time we casted this. I've enjoyed a lot of the games I've seen here at SI.
For sure.
And you've really converted me, Nick. I think Fortress is going to be a great map.
I do agree with you there. And I gotta say, the big thing that I learned from watching other teams play is this right here. Bathroom rotate into meeting that they have, because it's kind of like Chalet. You can play the walls open and play further into the map, or play with the bathroom wall closed, for example, and just bunker down and bandit trick the wall itself by the bomb side. So you do have the option of aggressive and fallback. And what a lot of teams do here at SI so far is they leave spare reinforcements. Right now, FaZe have 3 unused reinforcements to use. They can fall back step by step, close up that wall, and then enable the KDS bandit tricking, playing back those layers and peeling back slowly and steadily. For FLUXO, and generally speaking on attack, it's either about the direct attacks towards the bomb side or the full overclears. Again, very similar to Chalet. FLUXO is a bit slow for this one, but again, they're playing the floor as a Twitch.
It's what they love doing. They love bringing those drone operators, a special drone squad. They often bring 2 of them, and I think this is a good move. Unfortunately, though, lacking the Brava means that they won't be able to counter those Aruni gates. The Twitch will actually not have a lot of targets to look for, sadly. And that's because FaZe actually haven't brought a large number of traps. They've really lent into the architecture of the map by using the castle and the Azamian combo. Even the Aruni, you could argue, is kind of a hybrid between catch and architecture and trapping.
Definitely. An early smoke bait from Handy to kind of just slow down the push, counter the Grim Beast as well. And FLUXO not yet shown us the approach, but we see this here. They can trick the meeting, fall back, reinforce the wall if it's not trickable, give up meeting control now, and with 60 seconds to go, they can still trick the bomb side wall to bathroom, peeling back those exact layers that we mentioned earlier. And with no shield operators on the attack and side, planning's difficult. Flanking's possible.
Yeah, you're right. Not only are they going to try and juggle the bandits on that bathroom wall, they're going to swing the ace while he tries to get that breach as well. Now a real fortress, pun intended, has been created by Vidaking with these keeper barriers, and Handy's able to continue playing behind one of them. It leads us to a pretty desperate situation for FLUXO W7M. Volps makes his way up the main stairs. This has been abandoned by FaZe. Just shoot it, man. Like, they know you're there. Dots has found his opening. I think FaZe are playing really far back, though. They're chilling out. Oh, what a shot! This might be the way to force themselves back into it here for FLUXO W7M. A few angle fights, no need to breach the bathroom wall. Souls now needs to win his fight, but he's such low HP. A first shot onto Dots, but not the confirmation yet. The plant still not confirmed. Where's the diffuser? It's on the ground somewhere. FLUXO are going to have to go for kills. KDS is so close. The Keratos does not do the job as Volps starts to plant, but both KDS and Souls can force him off of it. A first round on the board for FaZe, but a little too close for comfort.
Definitely back in a 4th one at that, that's for damn sure. And again, FaZe strategically the better team. Right? They penetrate, they fall back, they swing, they get every single win condition met. The only place where it falls apart was Vidiking holding the flank on lobby stairs with a single point of health, clipped in his toes or his arm sticking out, dying on the fallback rotation. And this was my concern for FLUXO. Do they have enough knowledge and experience from scrims? You know, not tier 1 games, not stage games here in groups either, but just simply scrim information to play this and match FaZe 1-to-1. Because this map, when it's so brand new, it will come down to a lot of strategy and being just a little bit, like, one step ahead of your opponents. And North America, oh my, they have been the best Fortress region by far. Wildcard, I think, leading the charge for that region as well.
I've heard a lot of people say that.
I don't know, it's true. I don't think they're like undefeated on it from North America, basically. Against other non-American teams.
Yeah,
They've done really well.
We haven't seen FaZe play a North American team on Fortress as of yet. They've played D+ and G2, and they won both of those games. We'll see. Didn't we see Shopify Rebellion play against, was it Falcons on Fortress before?
And what do you think? Did they win it or did they lose?
What did they play it?
Yeah, I think so.
Did they win it? Shopify Rebellion?
I don't know from memory because I wasn't watching it.
Okay.
I can check right now.
Okay. Well, you know, another North American team. So if they lost,
I mean, that was made up before that game, to be fair. But let's see. Let's see if it stood the test of time.
We'll see.
I'm looking on my phone. Sees.
Yeah, I'm just watching the game.
Is that a good game so far?
I'm really enjoying this game, man. I think this rivalry 7 times in the last 12 months.
If you look at that, it was a spoiler alert 7-1 victory for the North Americans.
For Shopify Rebellion over Falcons.
I'm telling you, North America, they own this map.
Damn. All right. Well, let's see how Brazil do it down south. FaZe look to just play passively. I like the way that FaZe have kind of peeled back a lot in the last 2 maps. Compared to what we saw on Nighthaven Labs, they're happy to give up a little bit of ground. They'll play to fall back rather than to play for their lives.
That's good.
FLUXO W7M, like we've said, they're very aggressive, but they also like to spend the first minute and a half of most action phases just preparing for their aggression.
Honestly, such a good arena map. Like, there's so many, like, these few doors, like by a horse that we just saw from the exterior, are so important to shut down. DMR, you can make rotations. Such a versatile operator for this one particular map. Reinforcement on the silhouette there. So again, peeling back the layers, giving it up in reverse, right? Extended roam from dorms lockers into bathroom, give it up mid-round, reinforce it, peel back. And they got one more spare Rio for the bathroom wall too, so they can keep doing this thing over and over again. Look at the timer. 1 minute 10 seconds.
Was he hiding?
It is slipping.
I think Cyber's actually just going to hide in bathroom. Yeah, this
he
is
went
so
back
cheeky.
inside to hide.
He did. He's hiding in the bathtub, the little rat. He pops his head up and gets a little bit of damage, but he is traded. He gets punished for that risk. Dodes finishes him off. FaZe now fighting from behind. FLUXO W7M. 50 seconds remain. And I don't believe we will see FaZe reinforce that bathroom wall now.
It's too late now for sure. I think he was worried about the Dokkaebi call going out, so he went for the 1-for-1 trade and doesn't find it bad timing for him. Despite that being Dokkaebi who's shooting at. And now FaZe, a lot of angles to watch. The exterior, the hallway, and the backstab in a 4v5.
But time is still ticking away. FLUXO W7M have to make this move work as they finally take down that bulletproof camera. Less eyes now for Cyber to cover for his teammates. But another rat spot here for FaZe with Handy on the floor. KDS wanting to peek. Vidiking will fall. Another one for FLUXO. Handy flashed out. His rat spot will not be impactful. And Souls is not in a position to get aggressive. 1v5. Wow. He finds nothing. FLUXO are firing up on Fortress.
There are a couple of things that make these defenses so difficult. The exterior wall just cuts the bomb side in half, makes it so unplayable. And generally speaking, keeping numbers high is the #1 thing for defenders, because once the first and second player starts dying, you get so overwhelmed. Think about back when you played Oregon basement defenses back in the day, right? You have 5v5, you can watch everything. The lobby, freezer, tower, stairs, meeting, catch, and blue. That's 5 angles. 5 people cover it. If you lose 1 or 2 defenders and they have 5 attackers, there's gonna be that gap, that area where you're thinking, oh no, oh no, oh no, what if they go here? And it messes everything up. So for FaZe, when they're making these kinds of plays, yes, Cyber made that risk, calculated, everybody bought into it, it's fine. But what's gonna be plan B if he's not successful? They didn't reinforce the wall into bathroom. That was missed because he died, right? Because they're trying to sell it. And then secondly, they don't have bomb site full control because they lost the exterior breach. So they really lost on 2 different fronts, both by the bomb site and on the roam game.
I reckon they should have reinforced Cyber off.
Yeah, just fully sell it.
Just get him to sit in the bathtub, fully reinforce it, and then he just doesn't peek.
Yeah.
He waits for them to breach the wall, and then he stands up. And he's like, it's like a good for 1, maybe good for 2 kind of move. But the problem is they can't do it now because he sat in the bathtub already. So
no, it's a tough one. It's the same thing with, like, you see a guy on camera, do you just one-tap him or do you just walk towards him with trigger discipline and look for a second kill? It's one of those, do you take the stable 50-50, do you try and go for broke?
Yeah.
High risk, high reward, classic tale.
You know a story that we can maybe mention now, Nick, is Montagne. We talked about it on map 2.
Yeah.
Loban?
On the roof.
You get shot from somewhere? Oh, okay.
Door.
So yes, on map 2, FaZe banned out the Montagne against FLUXO W7M. We said, well, that's unusual. I feel like I don't immediately spring to mind with Monty when it comes to FLUXO, but Dots is not doing it.
Monty's the #1 operator on attack for new maps, because it cuts away the whole droning and roam clearing. I don't know about where the corners are. You got IGLing on Dots.
Dokubi's another good one. You don't have to do as much droning if you have the Dokubi up.
Also true. This is weapons, or something we call it gun. There's a big gun machine inside that cabinet in the room, and swords on the wall. A lot of different fun things on the map. This right here is museum and horse. That's the horse. Hey, see the horse. Horse door. Just going through the callouts. Probably called the central stairs, because in the center of the map. Yeah, right there. Very unplayable. The sound is so good here because it's an open staircase, so you literally get heard every time you exist, I believe. I have never once been successful, at least. And so far, pro league teams also don't play there a whole lot.
Let's proceed slowly!
It feels like FLUXO are almost like discovering the map as they go right now, because they're just walking through it, not being made by much of a contest here from FaZe because they got their happy areas.
The problem is they haven't fully cleared the top floor, so even if they do start to execute horizontally, FaZe can always retake. There's a hatch directly above the bomb site. I'm not sure if it's reinforced or open. I didn't manage to catch it.
It's open.
It's open. So yeah, there's literally no way that you can plan because we've still got KDS above the open hatch.
And this room that Monty is in, Furnace, you cannot plant there. Very important to note. That is not the bomb site. You gotta go further
It looks like he tried to plant.
He might have tried.
I think he was just dropping
it
for
for
his
his
teammate.
Yeah. But you gotta go much deeper. Again, 30 seconds. FLUXO is certainly not the most experienced on attack here.
No, this is looking a little bit scary, a little bit awkward as they try and get deeper and deeper into the site, but they need to have a flank upstairs. Cyber's watching, so close, but he gets the kill with the shotgun. Dots will get aggressive, but Handy has well and truly controlled the flow of energy on the bomb site, and now FaZe look to just easily breeze through the round as Dotas is in an impossible position, and FaZe lock in that defense down below.
Yeah, again, I feel like this is just FLUXO lacking experience. FaZe are doing exactly what they should be, setting up difficult problems to play around, not giving up the map control at all, and fighting for the important areas, the verticality on the bomb side. It's very, like, really good, solid fundamentals from FaZe Clan, and then FLUXO's inability to pick it apart that's getting them these decisive round victories. For Arbiter bans, this could be a Monty or a Dokubi ban for sure if you're FaZe, to target their weaknesses of not knowing the map that well. For defense, I don't know. A smoke ban. Oh, Grim ban as well, actually. No Monty.
I've seen so many smoke bans recently.
Yeah.
FLUXO W7M on the back of it take their tactical timeout and talk to Norris about what to do for the next couple of rounds.
Exato. A gente precisa usar esse primeiro tempo mais rápido para pegar e dominar, só que a gente precisa de pouco mais de intel de composição deles. Um exemplo, o ataque do primeiro queria jogar um time independente de como eles vão estar. Se eles vão estar recuados de novo ou avançado. Mas se vocês pegar Intel, se estiver avançado, montanha é melhor. Se não, eu queria uma VEC pra gente já cortar o Marrocos e o banheiro do Bench, etc, tá ligado? Eu quero que a gente tenha um pouco mais de como a gente vai usar essa composição. Outro bombe, a mesma coisa. A gente pegar mais Intel do boneco. Faz a Raura. Pode ser, e aí joga mais focado no boneco. Quem que vai pegar o
I heard a Monty being mentioned, so I'm gonna say. I heard the Blitz in Chalet, and they played it. I heard a Monty there.
Yeah, and they are looking to pick that Monty again. I can see from our second monitor where we can see the game as it's currently in the operator pick phase. Loban's got some thoughts as well.
It's gonna be a plant strat. I mean, smoke ban, playing the Monty, they can try and force some cheesy plants here. Like, and there are a lot of doorways and small breaches where that's super doable. I mean, if you're right here in bathroom, right? If you hover down south for a second, this little half wall near the center screen, you can plant either on either of those two half walls. You can walk them in a shield and just hold F on your keyboard and happy days. Right there. Boom.
Yeah. Both of those half walls are so powerful. My question is how hard will FaZe look to try and trick those walls? Because so far, they actually haven't committed that much to the Bandit here.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're starting to see the Maverick come into play. It's been Monty onto Maverick though, funny enough.
Oh,
so
no Monty in the end.
Yeah, so the breach is easier. The planting is much more difficult.
Maybe they saw the Bandit last second. They said, crap, we need to change. And no one else said, well, no other operator is dispensable here. I mean, clearly there's a plan with the Rayora.
Paolo was the Maverick. Went on to Flores. Dots was the Monty. Went on to Maverick. So it was a double swap.
They're scared of the Azami. That's the problem.
I guess so.
They need that Flores to deal with the Azami.
I just feel like FLUXO might find themselves in a very similar position where they don't have all the tools for the job, and their aura to me is the curious one that stands out.
There must be something in mind, something specific.
Oh, there definitely will be. I'm trying to figure out what it is before they get there.
What if, okay, maybe the plan is that once you take control of bathroom, you don't need to have control of horse.
Yeah, you close the
horse door.
And then maybe the bathroom door to the hallway 90 as well. That way you can just like walk in, take a simple fight by half wall, plant, happy days. But you gotta get there first. Roam clear. So far they've done a good job, mostly because FaZe are surrendering a lot of map control this time around. You see the stop positions, they're deep in central stairs, deep in horse, not playing by lockers whatsoever, not playing meeting. There he is, now he's in meeting, gonna reinforce the wall momentarily, most likely here. As they start hearing the approach. I guess the idea is they want to burn the EMPs, or force them to deal with that first bandited wall, and then they reinforce the last one. Because then they burn that last bit of utility. It's min-maxing to the best. So Rooney's playing the hallway to enable the bandit to reinforce it. Should be either any second they go for the reinforcement, or they simply surrender it. There's the Maverick, too late. The wall will stay open. So they get 2 walls for the price of 1. Now, they just need hallway control.
Well, FLUXO continues to push them back. FaZe doesn't want to give it up just yet. Look at this commitment from Souls with the DMR that packs a punch, and Cyber supported them. We need more breaching here from FLUXO W7M, and the Maverick is the first one to die.
And without the shield, how do you clear out the Aruna? You can punch the door over and over and over again. They have the crossfire into bathroom mine too. They're injured. The pre-fire is straight from Souls.
Good trade though from Loban, who comes in from the other side for the backstab. He has been traded back again, however. And now the breach onto the bathroom wall has been enabled, but they don't have the diffuser. Palu and Dodez, the last 2 remaining. They know where one of these positions is. KDS hiding behind the half wall. He doesn't need to overcommit, but he does peek at the perfect moment and find them both.
Big.
KDS is on fire today. FaZe have a 2-round lead.
Oh man, again, I want to go back to that Monty conversation where if you got the Monty, that Aruni, you just walk her down in the hallway, force her back. She can't do a damn thing about it. We're missing FLUXO's aggression. They're playing a new map where they're not as good strategically as FaZe Clan, and they're playing a bit more scared and slower because of that lack in confidence, and they're not getting into the aggressive gunfights either. It's FaZe swinging first almost every single fight. It was the concern going into this BO3, what will happen on Fortress if FaZe can get us there? But then it didn't look like they would for a while, but then they did. There is the Monty, just being hovered by dots. Question still stands for me for FLUXO. Do they only have one way to attack these rounds in the same pushes, or do they have that slight flair? The pocket strats, the one-off victories. They're teasing a lot of different operators, right? Every single person but the Monty has a tag or repicked into something else.
So many ideas. At some point, you need to commit to something cohesive. How did the Maverick die first last round before the breaches were enabled?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Also, like you said it during that round, but I'd never expected a Rooney to be a Rayora counter, but she was perfect.
He might have died to the drone hole, actually. There's a drone hole in bathroom that sees into Kid Storm. She's proning by the bunk beds. Now that I'm looking at it from the top-down perspective. I think he died to a drone hole in bathroom.
Wow.
You see it
right between
there,
bathroom and bunks.
Right, kind of left side of that rotation.
Is it not blocked?
It's right there. It's blocked.
It's blocked.
It's blocked.
It
it's
looks
not
blocked
that.
to me.
I don't know then. Because Cyber
sure.
killed him. And Cyber was like not flanking or anything like that. So I'm not sure.
Maybe there was an angle.
That's the only thing I can think of. Either way, he died early. No bueno.
No. But similar idea this time to what we saw previously with the Monty, but instead from the main stairs side. Now, when we started talking about Fortress, Pengu, you were telling me there's two main ways that teams attack this map.
Yeah. This is the direct one. If you were to attack the other bomb side, you know, of course, by lobby stairs, you walk up, you attack the hallway, you attack horse. But this is a roam clear. It's the extension. Meanwhile, Dodis just jumps in the window much closer to that bomb site. Dies immediately. And now it's a very linear attack.
Yeah.
They're pushing from lobby, over into horse, into commando office, into master bedroom, and slowly taking it step by step. But they don't have that hammer anvil. They're going to be shoving FaZe back, but they're not going to kill them anywhere. Unless they swing.
That's the thing. Dangerous now for Cyber. KDS, though, he has been just untouchable. 6 kills and only 1 death as he peels his way back. Looks to go down to meeting. Back onto site. 4v3. This is something FaZe have been good at all day. Once they have an advantage, they just fall back. They give up the free ground. They consolidate on the bomb side instead.
Putting C4 below for the Valkyrie. Holding top floor. Injured trade, but Volbs gets the better of it. Has to help Dots up. Injured on the Monty.
Oh, Handy
C4 missed as well.
Handy might be able to get back up onto site, though.
Yeah, he can for sure. Nobody's watching him at this very moment, but what about the flank? What if he flanks the hallway instead? It's a risky swing there from Souls.
I mean, this is ambitious. Right after I said FaZe know how to consolidate their advantage without overextending, they start to get a little bit too ambitious. Finally, Dots is back up on his feet again, but low HP Monty needs to be very careful.
Again, look at these crossfires. They're missing a player by the exterior breach. They're missing a people backstabbing. They have only one-dimensional attack. It's not going to work. And Souls finds Volps, leaving a 1 health Monty, a half-health Paolo on the floor. They're not going to find a damn thing this round.
His attack half has been a struggle for FLUXO. 2v3, Nitro Cell comes out. Dots manages to dodge it, but now straight into the crossfire, and Handy immediately replies, Palu 1v3, and he doesn't really have much of an option here. He has to go straight into the crossfire, and FaZe find their 4th round. One more step closer to the Six Invitational main stage.
I think it's a 5-1 half here. I just don't know if FLUXO they have what it takes to win an attack, and I mean that in the least disrespectful way possible. They just simply don't seem to know the map that well. They're so heavily crouching Monty, just walking and clearing angles, and not having a push where on the top-down paper they're missing so many different positions.
The only bomb site that FLUXO W7M has won so far was that Dorms and Games Room bomb site.
It's a flawless one, right?
Yes, it actually...
Stump.
Doda's had a big 3K.
Yeah.
FaZe looked pretty lost.
Cyber hitting the bathtub. They didn't get the wall reinforced. They lost their win conditions.
Exactly, and I think FaZe realized, hang on a second, we kind of gave them a lot of fights. We gave them a lot of picks.
Yeah.
We don't need to do that. We can just continue falling back.
Now this bomb site is debated a bit in the green room. The green room is where the casters in town we sit together. The on-air crew sit together and discuss the game and whatnot. And I like this bomb site quite a lot myself. I think it's potentially the strongest bomb site.
I think the defense has to be really careful because it's so tempting to hold on to a little bit more map control than you need. For example, Furnace, you've talked about that. That's not part of the objective.
Obviously, this bomb site, no matter what you want to do, you heavily need to roam the floor above because there's a lot of vert, there's the hatch, etc. So I like FaZe's approach to this. The downside, of course, is you can argue that bomb site is very rushable now, or it's hard to hold upstairs, yada yada yada. Well, right now, where the map is not fully developed just yet, because it's so brand new, no one is gonna have it all figured out. So playing the quote-unquote weaker sides can easily be powerful, because they're gonna know even less about these ones than the primary ones that you play every single day, especially in ranked. Same reason why if you're playing, maybe not tier 1 pro level, but playing maps like Bar on Clubhouse can be highly beneficial. Playing at the 4th option bomb sets on a lot of different maps can be very beneficial, because ranked players don't know how to attack it. And in Pro League, it's a rarity as well, so you just have less experience, you have less strats for it. That's a Blackbeard in the window. He's gonna get on me too.
Oh my god.
He's just dead. When you throw a grenade, you kind of wiggle the shield a little bit, so you get a little bit vulnerable. He did that, he died. And it's again, you're playing 4v5, you got the Monty, you've lost your entry, Paolo low on health. And FaZe chose to fall back off that Blackbeard death. So they have surrendered top floor control. Let's look at the attacker lineup. Is there a Ram, Bok, or Sledge available? No. There's Flores, 2 drones you can spend on the floor, and a Twitch DMR to shoot it. That's it.
I just can't believe that FaZe have gifted up so much control. And yet, FLUXO still don't have the util
They
for
don't have the
it.
tools, dude.
Like if FaZe were hard holding, if FaZe were... if FLUXO had the util for this, FaZe would kind of be cooked right now.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Speaking of cooked, Handy's in a really awkward spot. He's flashed, trying to take the fight against the Monty. There's a player outside the window. Oh, this is smart. He might actually be able to win against the Monty. Dots has to be really careful. The guard break's going to come through as the keeper barriers try to protect him, but Dots will make sure that he gets that kill after the flashbang comes through from Dodez behind him. Now it's awkward, though. KDS tries to find an angle onto that Monty, but doesn't get it. Really, holding on to medbay here is so pivotal.
Yeah. And they got Goyo 5 by the side, mind you, in different locations, so they can stall things out for 20 seconds. They have the crosses. As long as Goyo, Vidiking, stays alive right here, he is the centerpiece in the side itself.
Oh, look at this. Cyber's on for a flank. The timing could not be worse.
He heard that.
He heard the reposition.
Yeah, he's calling it as well. So one's above, 3 guys by side.
As we listen out for the plant, the Warden tries to reposition, and Vidiking managed to sneak through.
Yeah, they don't know.
Oh, Dots! You've just had your kneecaps taken off. The plant denied. FLUXO are completely shut out of the round, and with that, the half is 5-1 for FaZe.
The deeper you go into a tournament, the more important the draft/map veto becomes. FaZe, they're showing it firsthand right here. It's a BO3. You're gonna be able to play all 3 maps. So every single map matters. Having a really big weakness in that veto means you're dependent on a 2-0, which you just cannot guarantee. If you go that 3rd map, you just know you are absolutely screwed. That is likely how FLUXO feel right now, because these are such one-sided rounds. They're trying, they're not getting there. It will be that 5-1 half. Even Handy's stuck in a corner in Laundry. It took 2 flashbangs and 40 seconds to clear him with the Monty. He had no backup. He was completely on his own. They could barely do that.
That's just one guy. FaZe have shown proficiency on 3 different bomb sites on this map. As we move into the second half, they themselves ban out both of the Electro Bros, so they're really leaning into hard breach being easy, so they don't have to bring operators like the Maverick, like the Thatcher or Baby EMPs. They have so much more flexibility in their lineup, and that's terrifying. If you give the guys on FaZe flexibility, you know exactly what you're going to be coming up against every round.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Things like the Blackbeard, the Glaz,
The Ying.
the Dokkaebi, the Deimos.
Yeah. I will say, FLUXO, the best thing they have done is banning Monty. That is the best thing they've done this map so far, because that would have been cooked.
I think they realized, oh crap, we should probably play Monty. He's kind of good on this map. And then when they lost, they're like, damn, I think we need to get better at Monty. Hang on, the other team has Vidiking. Let's not let Monty through.
And I want everyone to pay attention now to how FaZe they're going to approach these attacking rounds. I'm expecting the 1-2-3 steps to be achieved faster. So they're not going to have, 20 seconds left when they get to the bomb site. When FaZe do get to the bomb site, it should be a much more decisive plan in motion that might make a little bit more sense. Again, top-down perspective, right? We can see all the moving pieces, and they're all connecting together. We spoke of power operators. They got 4 for this round. A single hard breacher in the A's with Deimos, Glass, Blackbeard, and the Blitz of Deimos. I forgot which one I mentioned. I completely trolled it.
Blackbeard, Glaz, Blitz, Deimos.
Yeah, I was like,
2 sets of smokes as well to support that. Glaz, 2 sets of nades to flush out any util or positions. One thing that is missing is perhaps anything to clear the Aruni gates. You're going to have to sacrifice some of your very vulnerable or very valuable utility. Honestly, if I'm KDS, I'm probably chucking a drone in there, keeping my...
Dude, jump in. Jump in, jump out. That's what I'm doing.
Tank the damage.
Yep. That's the alpha male move right there.
But those smoke grenades can be very useful late round for FaZe, as are the frags, especially for me. I'm thinking about clearing the FNAT mines, the Dread mines from Fenrir, clearing the Vulcan canisters from Dodez.
So I like this play. Handy's cutting them up in half right now, giving the flank watch, while also an entry point up the central staircase. KDS then to his right upstairs, opening the window to give him a bit of cover for sound. If Lobin here wants to peel back and run to that hallway staircase, he'll be a dead man. Meanwhile, the rest of FaZe, they're taking the back portion. But they're struggling because there's been a Goyo fire popped, there's a soft wall, and they don't have any soft destroying operators in that area of the map, so they're just waiting 20 seconds. Here they can push on forward.
Vidaking goes deep. He's already taken a lot of damage. They need to pop this Vulcan canister, and they do.
Goyos.
Nice. They're going to delay a lot of time. That's 20 seconds for Dodez.
1 Selma left as well. I think Thermite's the GOAT on this map, by the way, but no one plays Thermite at all.
No, because you want the flashbangs, don't you?
Thermite has flashbangs and smokes.
I thought they got rid of the flashies.
No. He can choose between it. It's pretty great.
Yeah. Oh, look, I wouldn't disagree with you. They did just make a head hole instead of a full breach on the dorms wall, perhaps so they can play that longer angle with an advantage, their body protected. In goes a smoke, though, but the problem is there's smoke on the other side. Oh, and that first smoke was a bit of a miss. The Blitz is going to go inside, already low on HP, and getting choked out by the gas. He looks for a position around Horse, but it's a complete brawl. Cyber on the Glaz, finds the opening. FLUXO do their best to hold their ground, but FaZe is cleaning house. Vobs and Lobin left in the 2v4, but Cyber's on the floor. Time is ticking away, but the Vendetta and the target from Handy, he needs to push for this kill. But it might cost him his life. He has no C4, no util to speak of, and Handy will shut him out of it. Volps, 1v4, and he knows that Cyber was on the ground. But now the Blackbeard marches his way forward. A lot of damage done, but they know exactly where Volps is. And the trade for FaZe. They are 1 round away from making it back to the main stage.
The other stream just popped off, and that's Furia, baby. I can hear it. I can hear it.
Could we have 2 Brazilian teams as the first 2 to qualify for the main stage? Well, we're definitely going to have 1 out of this game, whichever way it goes. Weibo look to fight Furia on the A stream at the moment, but with FaZe, the reigning world champions, just 1 round away from returning here in the heart of Rainbow Six in Paris, the head of Ubisoft's. It's such an exciting time to be gunning for the championship. And for FaZe, they could do what nobody else has done before. To go back-to-back with the same organization, with the same roster. Not a single player has changed in the last 3 years for this team. You can't deny, Pengu. Even when you did it, you brought in Cancer Raketti for 2019 that you didn't have in 2018.
We had to weaken ourselves by picking up a bad player like Cancer Raketti and make it more difficult, you know, because it was too easy in 2018.
Oh, yeah. Chalet is loving you right now.
Kenzo, however, will not, you know?
No.
It's one of those.
Look, Kenzo, there was when you picked him up, he was the greatest player in the world, and that's often how teams rise to power, right? They pick up a new star player, or sometimes it's a new backline player. For Furia in the W7M era, it was Philippox and Nade. And they suddenly became, from the second best team in the world, 2 roster changes, immediately best team in the world for a year. FaZe haven't changed anything since Montreal almost 3 years ago.
It's crazy.
It was the worst result that team has experienced for a long time. It was being first rounded at SI23 in Montreal. Immediately, they bring in Vidaking, and the story changes completely. They've been vying for championships ever since, and they raised the hammer, of course, last year in Boston after getting so close the year prior in Sao Paulo. They look to try and do it again.
The FaZe tag timeout against G2 on this very map. That last game of groups, last game of the day even. The coach was like, guys, we take fast horse control. The very first attacking round, they followed that same advice from the coaching staff saying, guys, play for fast horse control. FLUXO, not ready for it. The power-ups are back in action. The Blackbeard, the Glass, the Blitz. So we have a slow first step here, opening windows, applying pressure, droning. But then when they find their target and where they want to execute, they can speed things up out of nowhere. Souls is 10 kills to 2 deaths as the quote-unquote support player of this roster.
Oh,
there goes the first. Vidiking.
Opening aggro with the Glaz. Now the trap's being spotted as he looks for a little bit more, but FLUXO have bitten back and Souls is down. That's the hard breach eliminated, but we still have 3 powerful, terrifying operators as Palu continues to retreat. And Dots and Palu together find their kills. Vidiking might be able to find one onto the Warden. The flashbang ineffectual, but still finds the kill with the pistol nonetheless.
What more can you do, though? You've gotten so far, but Handy has a gap in the bomb. Second shot down, and Paulo finds Vidiking as well elsewhere on the map by meeting. It started off pretty well for them. Vidiking deep in the building, but the issue is both the shield operators weren't in the battle chasing those roamers. That was the Glass instead. So Glass got isolated, got 1v1'd, and with that the round lost to FaZe, but they're up 6-2. They can afford to lose a round here and there. They need one more round victory on any bomb side.
You say that for FaZe, but FaZe fans will remember what happened 2 years ago in Sao Paulo.
Oh boy.
Up 6-1.
I think they remember as well, because that would have been the back-to-back in hindsight.
It would have been, of course, W7M, now FLUXO W7M. Different roster, but if you've been a fan of the organization since that time, you'll see that you're 6-1 down against FaZe and think, I've been here before. This might be manageable.
Yeah.
4 more rounds in a row on defense for FLUXO W7M will be required. FaZe did it themselves, a 5-1-1 on the defensive side. And now their opposition must match it.
A little mirror on the board. Kind of like it, given that you don't have Bendik Haid. Again, we speak about how mirror can be used as well to wall deny with C4s and impact grenades, etc.
On the flip side, can be countered pretty easily by the ace.
One thing that I haven't seen, now that I'm thinking about it, kind of surprised by, the Clash. Nowhere to be seen at all.
Would be nice against Blackbeard Blitz.
There's just a lot of hallways on this map, right? There's a lot of like 90-degree hallways, very far angles, and it's a movable shield that doesn't need Jaeger or Mai, really.
Imagine you had a Clash this round and you hidden it so that FaZe couldn't change their operators. As soon as you see KDS or Vidiking, the guard break comes out and they're vulnerable to being shot.
Certainly has some high potential. A very risky peek there from Dodes. If he goes down, you know, again, it's match point and all.
It's 2 less impacts as well to fight these shields. FaZe double shielding it up.
And they
again and again.
They know it's going to get banned away after 3 rounds. It's the last one they're going to have for it. Surely. Is that or you ban the Glass or the Dokubi? I mean, if they're fearing a Warden ban, maybe they'll respond with a Glass or a Ying. A little bit of mind game there.
The Warden has been present every single round here from FLUXO W7M.
Yeah, they have to.
Got to keep committing to it. Make that Glaz a little bit scared as he activates his scope now.
The only thing about this FaZe attack is that it's the exact same as last time. Now, of course, they might not execute a horse. Maybe they go for bathroom meeting instead. But the very beginning of this round is 1-to-1. So FLUXO are very familiar, and they got that mirror window. They're going to play this key position. Though it is deep in the building, can now shoot the Selma charges aimed at the mirror window.
That's good.
They have no other counters.
Oh, he's not shooting them. He's trying to keep his position.
But they're Dokubiing him, so like...
unsuspected, so yeah, now he has to make a move. And he's trapped in this corner, and now he no longer has a mirror window to protect him, but he'll still win the fight against Souls. Up comes the Blitz, making his way forward further and further. Eventually, Dodas will go down to Vidiking. Cyber's trying to support as well, but the Glass has taken a hell of a lot of damage. The mirror window actually still active, not destroyed as of yet.
Didn't get the Warden.
Warden can also now pop that Vulcan fire. But FLUXO W7M are fighting with 1 player in deficit, and as soon as this fire subsides, KDS will have free reign over Horse.
And mind you, during this entire time, Handy is in blue drop, very far away. KDS by the Horse door. That's been like a 3 versus 5 effectively on their own clear, and yet they've still gotten it done with 50 seconds to go. Waiting for the fight to subside, there it goes. But now we're getting smoked off in the Horse doors, or KDS goes in the central window instead to reposition. Handy playing a very late round flank here, slowly inching towards the bomb site.
Oh, it's so classic FaZe. They've got players everywhere, all at once, around the map. It makes them impossible to read, but Loben, here's the disruptor. He finds 2. And at the drop of a hat, FLUXO W7M find the lead again. Cyber expends his last smoke, but he's not going to be able to do what he needs. Dots and Loben put 2 and 2 together, and it's a massive round to bring W7M one step closer.
Round by round, play after play. But the pressure, if you miss that one shot, if you mistime it, if you miscoordinate a play, it's all for nothing. Albert Ben spoke about the potential of like the Warden ban, the Clash maybe being hidden away, or targeting
get rid of
the Glass of the Yin because of the Warden expectations. That's the big mind game.
Do we see that Warden? Do we see that Clash? Do we see a shield ban, or do we see the Dokkaebi or the Deimos? And, well, it's not on screen at the moment, but do you want to do the honors?
There it goes. Mira in the Glass. Honestly, the Mira is a big surprise to me because I didn't feel like it was an issue that round at all. And FaZe will do classic FaZe thing. Let's tech time out, lock in for one round, and get that 7-3 W. Also, just like looking at the FaZe camps of
so
FaZe.
chill. You wouldn't think they're one round away from qualifying for main stage.
No, but if you look at their faces from when the series started, it is a very different look. They look kind of down this morning.
You think so?
I know. I maybe I'm overreading it. Maybe they expected an easier fight. I'm not sure. But for the entirety of the first map on Night Even Labs, it was no energy, barely any talking. Like they just rolled out of bed and they were like, "Oh, we gotta play a game today."
Maybe it's understandable. Of course, they got quite well embarrassed by G2 just 2 days ago.
Yeah, but
and then this morning, Nighthaven Labs, I don't know, maybe the players weren't happy with the veto. Often,
I don't know.
You know, here's a question for you. Obviously, it's changed a bit since your day. But, you know, the coaching staff, they're the ones that do the veto. And sometimes some players don't know what maps the coaches are planning to go for. And the coaches kind of just tell the players, oh, you're playing this. And they're like, oh, really? Why?
There are certain different players, like some that often like the IGLs and the masterminds, they care a lot about the veto process because they got to think about the strats and whatnot. But then you have like let's say the Kenta Arcades of the world, right? Where they're like, okay, he gets told what maps. So he goes, okay, so I play Ashe, and... Oh, I play Ashe on that map as well. It depends. Often the players will have an idea because you're prepping the maps beforehand, but maybe you have like 5 maps as a possibility in a BO3. So 3 of the 5 maps get picked.
So who knows, maybe some of the FaZe players weren't super stoked to be playing Nighthaven Labs. That was reflected in the result. Or maybe it was just the momentum that killed them once they started facing against a very aggressive FLUXO W7M, which we're seeing here, by the way. Loban's looking for an aggressive play outside.
So he's going to pop the wall.
For the first time we're seeing FLUXO W7M play one of the ground floor bomb sites. It's over on Cafe and Waiting again. This bomb site was very hard to attack for them.
Yeah. The reason why you don't play the Hammam bomb site is because the wall that Souls just breached on the exterior leads straight into the bomb site, and there's a half wall on the right-hand side. You can plant behind that.
Yeah.
Right by the breach. So essentially, it means you can just walk in, plant, and then it's round over.
Just got rid of that half wall. Would that side be viable?
Right there, yeah. If you got rid of the half wall, it changes things for sure.
Oh, wow. Medbay already control for FaZe. This is one of the most important rooms on this bomb site. It's usually so hard because the defense locks it down. And now inside of the bomb site, who is that? Lying in wait. They're about to be in a world of pain. It's Palu. He moves back in the kitchen, but he 180s onto Vidiking and takes down the blitz. Looking to recompose. Palu, the turret on the bomb site. And a glimmer of hope for FLUXO W7M.
Lock it up.
3!
He's a turret.
He's hungry for more, isn't he?
He's standing his ground, holding down the entirety of both bomb sites, and the rest of FaZe, they're far away. Souls in the exterior still. Here comes the swing. Are you ready for this one?
Give him the fight. Give Palu the fight, and he will do what he does best. Into the crossfire for Souls. What can he do when there's a player on the staircase next to him? Not very much, apparently, because as soon as he clears the gate, he's taken down. Big 4K. For the father-to-be, a much-needed 4K. For FLUXO, a much-needed round. From 6-1 down, now to 6-4. Only 2 more required to push us the distance.
This play from Vidiking, I hate to be that guy, but he completely sold around. The Blitz flash radius is much shorter than you realize. And if people turn around like that, it's not going to hit at all. And there's just nobody following the Blitz behind him for the push either.
So it used to be that when if a Blitz flashes you, it's purely on radius. It doesn't matter whether you're looking at the Blitz or not. Is that still the case?
No, so it matters where you look. If you look towards the person going for a blind, whether it's a flashbang, yinked it or blitzed, you will get blinded from further away if you're looking towards it. But there is a dead zone where no matter which way you're looking, you get perma-flashed anyway.
Yeah.
So
does Blitz have the exact same effects as a flashbang? Because for a while I thought it was a slightly different effect.
So it's the same effect in terms that you get blinded, and the duration is also the same depending on how close the flashbang lands to you. But the radius,
must flash doesn't matter where you're looking radius.
The maximum flash range, so how far you can go, is much shorter on Blitz than a Candela or a flashbang. So you got to be much closer, but that's Blitz's thing. You got to get up and close and personal.
I mean, that's it. That's what his specialization. He's the close range shield.
I don't have the exact numbers in my head, and it's hard to visualize, but I think Blitz's flash radius is like 4 or 5 meters if you're looking at them.
Yeah.
So literally, if you are in the same room and you're looking at the Blitz, you don't get blinded. You got to be really close to them.
Yeah.
If you're literally standing almost in front of the Blitz but turn your back, you don't get blinded either.
So in that situation, like asking, what would you do? Would you just go for the ADS when he's running away from you?
No, he's baiting it. He's clearly baiting it. It's a 5v3, right? Palu is completely screwed on side because he has no help. What you do, either you do what Vidiking did, you do the blind, and you should just know that that's not going to connect, and don't ADS, because playing DMR close range is impossible because you're zooming in so much. And then you just kind of bait it out, your teammates come back up, and then you wait for the flash to recharge. The other option is you chase the Aruni, not knowing if the player has cover or not, and then just get closer and closer and closer, or shove them into a teammate. But he was in that dead space. He was like 1 or 2 meters between flash radius and no flash radius, and Vidiking obviously assumed either that the person would get flashed or that he could just win the ADS gunfight. But why take a 50-50 risk when you're 5v3 and have already on paper won the round? If you flip it, if Vidiking was in a 3 versus 5, you make that play every single time because you need to be desperate.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And that's something that FaZe have actually been really good at since Nighthaven Labs, which, let's forget about that. That was terrible for FaZe. Since map 2 and 3, Chalet and Fortress, FaZe have been really good at consolidating their advantages. Right?
Yeah, they have.
They're in a numbers advantage.
That's why them losing that round was so surprising. I mean, by the way, big props to Paul for hitting every single shot known to man.
Oh, yeah.
But Vidiking, FaZe could have done more to make that more difficult.
And just talking about consolidating your advantages, right? Like the most obvious early round advantage that we always talk about is opening kills. Now, FaZe have been one of the best teams in the tournament so far. That's a given.
Yeah.
Would you believe that they are the second worst team at the tournament, including those already eliminated, like Elevate and Enterprise,
including everyone,
and Black Dragons? Okay. Second worst at the tournament for getting opening kills. 42% of the time they get opening kills. For contrast, the best is M80 with 61%.
Yeah.
Almost 20% higher than FaZe.
It's very unlike FaZe because it used to be the opposite. But I also saw the handy stats before this game. He was 10 to 20 that I saw. He is negative.
Yeah.
10 in that regard.
Another one that's really bad for FaZe is that they have the worst opening kill trade percentage at the tournament.
So uncontested openings.
That's right. So they're losing the opening pick and they're not trading it back. They only trade back their opening kills 6% of the time. Compare that to the best at the team, which is D+ with 18%, 3 times as often. And one thing that's really been a different story for Fortress compared to the FaZe that we've seen for the tournament so far, like Chalet, Nighthaven Labs, if you look at it, it's just FLUXO winning every opening fight. Like for most of the time, they're winning like 60-80% of them. In this game on Fortress, we played 10 rounds, and only one time has FLUXO won the opening kill. FaZe, the second worst team in the tournament for opening kills, have got 9 out of the last 10.
Now, it goes to show both, the FaZe power in action, but also FLUXO's unfamiliarity with the map, really. I think it has been a lot of that. I mean, when FLUXO went on the attack inside, they looked like they hadn't spent enough time figuring out what their defaults were going to be. And they lost a lot of openings because of it, just not having each other's backs, being flanked, etc., some C4s.
We're just fixing up a PC at the moment, but we've got everyone in the lobby. We're almost ready to go get back into it. Thanks for being patient, everybody, as we get through this technical pause. It's been a long time. If you're a FaZe fan and you checked out after round 7, you're like, oh, we're 6-1 up. Easy as you like.
It's going pretty well.
Now it's 6-4. If you're a FLUXO fan, you hopefully haven't had too much caffeine today because your heart would be racing. We'll be back into the game in about a minute. Before we do, Nick, we can look back at the last couple of rounds that we played in FLUXO W7M's defense half, right? So kicking things off, they lost command, office, and bathroom. That's like the primary site for most teams.
Yeah.
They won a defense at dorms,
Yeah.
won a defense on command office,
Yeah.
and then just now, thanks to Palu's big 4K, won on waiting room cafe downstairs. Do you go back to dorms now? Because the others are locked. Do you go to dorms? Do you go to hammam?
You don't go hammam.
It's your only choice.
You don't go hammam. If you don't know, if you're not super familiar with the basic default attacks on the map, you're not ready for hammam.
Yeah.
It's like playing customs on border without knowing how to attack armory first.
Yeah,
It's too early.
okay.
It's too soon.
So they go back to dorms and games.
They do. And
That's
then
gotta be the
they
choice.
gotta establish the win condition because FaZe banned the Electro Bros, Kite banned it. So that exterior wall by side will get opened up. I think that means that you need to prepare for two things. You need to prepare for a bomb site direct attack where they just go old tower drop with the main breach. So they need plant denial essentially. But they also need to play heavily for the roam clear and fall back.
That's hard, right? I mean, like you said,
Gotta play two sides.
Kaid and Bandit are banned, and
Yep,
Mira is
and
banned.
Mira.
And previously, that was the way they won this bomb site,
The
right?
Clash comes out. That is literally the solution.
Oh,
It helps you with the
come
roam
on.
clear, helps you with plant denial, helps you with the breach being opened up. It solves literally everything grounded in a single operator.
It helps you with the double shields as well.
Yeah.
And what's more, FLUXO W7M banned out the Glaz previously, which means that holding onto horse with the Azami is going to be a lot easier than last time, because previously it was the Blackbeard and the Blitz that primarily went through games and dorms into bathroom and through meeting as well. And it was the Glaz that single-handedly was looking to try and take horse control. So I think this is kind of a perfect storm of adaptations for FLUXO to get one step closer to tying us and heading to overtime.
I think so too. The reason why this bomb site is so hard with the Kaid Bandit band is that if you go to the exterior wall by the side, in the very south portion, you'll see it cuts through the entire thing in half right here. And right next to it is a soft wall to the right-hand side that also sees the B-bomb side. So you see so much from a single position outside the building. And it's why you need to play heavy for the roam, because if they're going to get their breach for free and they get the roam clear across the map, you have nowhere you can play on the side.
Yeah.
But you also need to be able to stop a side rush from that breach and blue tower. So there's the two different very important areas of the map you gotta worry about. For FaZe, they've been doing mostly the same attacks so far on the top 4 bomb sites, not showing too many new strats, I wanna say. And if you're FaZe, this could very well be deliberate. Because if you're gonna go find the tournament, which they are, right, that's the expectation, you have to kind of hide some stuff as the further you go. You should not blow the most secret, deep desired strats against FLUXO, right? That's where you can just kind of beat them because you're better.
Yeah.
But they've been tested. FLUXO have deeply tested FaZe.
Look, it's true. I mean, especially if we cast our mind back to map 1. You know, I was preparing, I was thinking, well, what's this going to mean? If FLUXO beats FaZe, knocks them to the lower bracket.
Yeah. It's going to spice up the bracket, that's what I'm sure.
If you had to choose between playing lower bracket or reaching a little bit deeper into the strat book, I think it's an easy choice.
You start doing those strats. Soul's half health now. One single thorn trap does that to him. Not a great start for the... Oh my god! What?! The one tap fade away from Dots onto the only hard breacher in the round. Vidiking answers back onto Volp, so it's back to 4v4.
Oh.
But what a start to it.
Wow. I mean, that's just a question mark in the chat, isn't it? That's what I'd be doing. It's the hard breach going down. No tin can openers on the rest of the squad. FLUXO can always just fall back and reinforce things off. Dots, he's keen to fight more! The C75 is a dream! And now he brings out the M870 as well to get up close and personal, play the shotgun. Handy though, he's been so good this whole series for FaZe. He's taken down Dots, and
they're overswinging.
With Lobron on the floor, you're right. FLUXO have started to get a little bit too aggressive. Thankfully, Dotas will trade and be able to safely and securely revive his teammate. 3v2 now, the advantage for FLUXO.
And the clash. It stops the Blackbeard push entirely. And they have no counterplay. Just the Flourish Drone and a single of Flashbang. This should literally be unlosable for FLUXO if they just play together.
What can you do? Oh, the flank coming through for Loban. And Souls has gone down. KDS is going to have another miraculous clutch. We saw one from him on Chalet. Unlikely he'll be able to do it against the Clash. Dotas puts down the shield and puts down the final player of FaZe. From 6-1 down, they are now within reach of OT.
FLUXO just channeled that ego player inside of them, where they go for the most outrageous of swings. He's the one tap to start off the round on the C set, like, oh,
Bang.
one bullet, and it's onto Cyber, the only heart breacher. And then Dots, he keeps challenging the hallway against the Nomad. Then he swings KDS on the floors. They keep wanting more. They said, we get a huge advantage, and we're not gonna slow down. We're gonna keep pressuring FaZe in the server, make them feel like they're suffocating even outside the building as we go for these swings. And now, the Clash gets brought again to no surprise, at least for the time being, it's locked in. What do? You can try toying with the Capital, the Nomad, the Kali right now from KDS. But if you're taking those kinds of gunfights and winning them, the Clash is not going to be the biggest problem. It's going to be FaZe's individual 1v1.
10 seconds remaining.
And the Clash is so much better than the Mirror when it comes to ego challenging, right? If you want to play Mirror, you got to sit in a position. It forces the attack to make a move. And also, there's something that's actually kind of nice against playing against a Mirror, because you know what you're getting into, right? Oh, if they have a Mirror, there's a guy standing behind that Mirror window, and there are XYZ ways that we can counter that Mirror window, right? It's cut out for you. The Clash is constantly changing, constantly moving, constantly making you think. And it can be so much harder to clear than a Mirror window. And enables so much more aggression from players like Loben as well. Dots, though, and Dotas, who have been doing a lot of the heavy lifting here.
Of course, FaZe can always just say, okay, Clash is playing in this location. Let's attack the other side of the map very quickly. But that means you're sprinting into battle against other people. The Fenrir traps, the Legion mines, slowing down the gameplay as well. I think FLUXO right now are feeling a bit of pressure because I'm not sure if they're going to go for a roam clear or direct attack. It's Loben and Dotas working together on the roam. FaZe are slowly approaching. When they see that blitz, they're going to, okay, that's probably going to be the main push, because Vidiking always has the case and is the soul shield.
And as soon as the Clash sees him, he's going to be toast. He's going to get guard broken, so he can't show his face.
Careful.
Loben dueling these angles onto the outside breach. Oh, and in goes the Clash.
He saved him.
Yeah, he has to fall back.
He can't.
How does he get out of this one alive? The blitz is
There's
going to
two
be
guys there.
completely
Volps also
trapped.
showed up.
Everyone from FLUXO is ready to fight this blitz. Vidiking is in such a world of pain, and Loben has found his onto Souls. The Clash continues to harass Vidiking. A smoke grenade isn't going to do very much at all. Volps could go for a swing at any moment. He has to bring out the pistol. This is terrible for Vidiking. But Cyber is there to support, and the Clash is forced back. Vid has found a second. FaZe, turn it up to another level. The volume has hit 11. And now it's Dotas, the last man standing. FLUXO W7M have given them a run for their money, but now he has to do the impossible. FaZe can rotate. They can move back. The blitz has been spotted. Out comes the SMG, and he looks for a kill. The plant going down for FaZe as Dotas makes his way forward. He knows where the first one is, and he gets the down onto KDS. Vidiking with that shield, he's been spotted as well, but the plant is down, a lot of damage, but no kill. 12 for Dotas, and he has to do it all himself. He makes his way forward, and he's going to put this shield down. There's no way he can look to ninja this, but he might just be able to bait it out. Handy and Vidiking together look to try and prevent Dotas, who's already lit up, but he has to hold on. A rotation, he's going to stick it! The Bulls tried to buck them off, but this ain't FaZe's first rodeo. The reigning champions will return to the Six Invitational stage.
And the redemption story for Vidiking, bottling the attack on Kitchen with the blitz, losing an unlosable round into putting that shield on your back against the Clash and push forward past the problem, solve it with the pistol in hand. That was the one round where FLUXO should not have lost it on defense, and yet somehow, somewhere, it all went wrong.
A 6-1 lead for FaZe, and yet FLUXO W7M brought them so close. You look at the look on Palu's face as he says good game to his opposition. Look, FLUXO played well, but the trend continues W7M have had FaZe's number so many times in the last year when it comes to these domestics, low-stakes matchups.
Yeah.
But whenever there's something big on the line, like a shot at playing on the main stage at Six Invitational, FaZe just seem to have their number.
It's incredible. When we started off this BO3, I thought it's completely over. FaZe from the G2 game into the start tonight, even Labs is looking so over. But they started getting fired up, and on Chalet, they were fighting back a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Then on Fortress, I think their experience really showed.
I mean, the experience to be 6-1 up and see round and round after round go the way of your
So
opposition,
even stats
start to
from across the
slip
board.
away, and yeah, they still staved it off just before it went to overtime. And you're right, this is the classic thing for FaZe. I mean, they are not a team with a hard carry. Technically, Dotas was the MVP of that map, MVP of that series, but guess
Yeah.
who won?
Yeah, FaZe did. And I mean, KDS, despite getting an ace, only finished 3 kills higher than the second highest killer in Handy. So they're so close on the scoreboard. Even Vidiking, who was having a really poor Chalet, playing a lot of shield play and not really getting a lot of kills on the board, going like 0-4, only 5 kills behind the majority of the people.
And classic FaZe, to let everyone have their moment. For KDS, his moment was on Chalet. And for me, that was really the turning point in this series.
I think so too.
Not even Labs was just uncharacteristically FLUXO favored. FaZe were playing terribly. I think
They were.
Let's be real. Like, after that first map ended, you turned to me and you said, Dev, that's the worst I've ever seen FaZe play.
Yeah, genuinely it was. And I'm glad I was proven wrong, because we need a strong FaZe for a good Six Invitationals. They're one of the top 4 teams that we're expecting to make it all the way. They're locked in top 6, which is a great start for them. But that performance at top 6, they're not going to win.
No, they're going to need a whole lot more than that. But they've been tested now against G2 of all teams and against FLUXO W7M, their regional rivals. For FLUXO W7M, they're going to have to go through the lower bracket now, and it's going to be a hard battle. They're not shown on this graphic just here where they have fallen, but I'm pretty confident that they will be playing the winner of Team Heretics versus Oxygen.
I believe so as well. And the results, man, I guess it's a slight spoiler. Fury up 1-0 over Weibo Gaming. How do you feel, James? You okay?
It's okay. You know, APAC will get it done.
Cobium. Okay, that's it for us. James and I.